Morning, Mrs. Walker.
Everything under control?
Well, touch of the gremlins, I think, in the hygiene department. Hilda, in other words, is not her usual cheery self.
I thought there was a strange feeling of peace.
She hasn't murdered one single song this morning. Not one ditty has been crept up on and strangled.
Everything all right, Mrs. Ogden? No problems?
Problems? The time I've been doing this job.
See what I mean? Not a word for the cat.
I've got more to worry about than other folks mopping and dusting.
That may well be so, Mrs. Ogden. But, on the other hand, you do get paid for it.
Oh, don't worry, you'll get your money's worth. The day I'm not pulling my weight because of personal worries.
Personal worries?
Yeah, personal worries. Folk going missing. Beds not being slept in.
Hilda, if your Stanner's gone doing a bit of long-distance window cleaning, why not relax, enjoy the rest?
It's now to do with Stanley. Stopped his gallop long since. It's Eddie, isn't it?
Well, from what I've seen of Eddie Yates recently, and certainly since Marion came into his life, I would say he's a changed character.
Ah, but that's just it, Mrs. Walker. That's what makes it so worrying. You see, they fell out. She told him to clear off. And nobody's seen hide nor hair of him since.
Well, I think she should be given the chance to make up her own mind.
Supposing she takes that job and she goes herring off to Sheffield.
I don't think she will.
But supposing she does. I mean, we're still on that list, you know, for fostering. Who knows what we're going to get?
That's daft talk, and you know it.
Won't be a sec, Joe.
See?
Hi, Reet. Listen, I did them letters and I locked office. See ya.
Hey, what about your dinner?
Oh, well, I'm just nipping into town with Joe. I'll get something sort of eaten on through.
Hey, before you go dashing off, come here. Copper then.
Wages? In a packet? Hey, even a slip. 5, 10, 15, 20.
20 enough, is it?
Well, I'll make it last. Spin it out a bit, you know. Failing that, I'll bang a claim in. See ya.
Tralla. You could have given more than 20. I give her a £5 a day when she's helping me at cabin.
She thought 20 was great. She's not a grabber. Anyway, look, I'm going to be busy this afternoon, but I'll try to get back about 3 o'clock.
That's a threat or a promise?
I'm only trying to save you from your precious little conscience, darling. About fibbing, we both know the best idea is to ring that Carter fella about her not taking that job as a kennel maid. Now, you've got scruples about it, so I'll make the call.
Hello, Garrett's. Bed and breakfast. I'm ringing to inquire whether a Mr. Edward Yates has booked any accommodation with you over the last week. Yeah, hold on.
Any news?
No, not yet. Yeah, I'm still here. No, it's not the police. Right. Thanks for your trouble. Another blank.
Well, who was that?
Mrs. Garrett has got that doss house on Garibaldi Street. I thought he might have gone there.
Yes, well, I suppose that's the sort of place that Eddie would hole up short of sleeping rough.
Well, there's only one hope if he's sleeping rough, and that's the police.
Have you rung his old digs?
Yeah, Monkey Gibbons, I've rung him. The phone's disconnected. Well, see, I'm at my wit's end. It's just disappeared into thin air.
Hey, come on. It's too soon to be acting like that. Come on.
Mrs. Ogden doesn't think so. I mean, she's gone on about the canal.
Oh, well, that's Hilda, isn't it?
You know, I saw her just now. I went round straight from work. I thought she might know something. Elsie, she blames me. Do you think I ought to ring the police?
No, I don't think the police would do much, love. I mean, after all, he's a grown man, isn't he? I mean, he's only been missing a couple of days. They don't start a search unless they think that he's come to any harm.
You mean done something daft?
Oh, come on now. Stop being so morbid. Eddie's not the type.
Is there a type?
Hey, lad. Nice smart knock makes all difference. Cop a load of Prince Charles, eh? Hey, goes down a bomb does Prince Charles in Australia, you know. You like it out there.
Well, that's the first of them cracked. Don't be taxi this, will it?
Taxi? You've 2 hours yet, lad.
It'll be me ground, won't it?
Go see.
Dad, you all right?
Quiet is, lad. Not saying much. Mind, I think he'll shape up, you know, once you get him on plane.
Oh, Excuse me. Craig said to come in. He's gone upstairs.
Sure. What can we do you for?
Well, actually, it was Mr. Whiteley I wanted to speak to.
Oh.
No, well, sit yourself down, lass. Make yourself at home.
Well, plan to catch at 4 o'clock. Ringway. I'm in Australia nearly this time tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard. Good luck.
Cheers, thanks.
I'm sorry if I've called it a bad time, but I had to see you.
It is a bad time, lass. Only bit of family I've got, you know, but still don't you fret yourself. Eddie, is it?
Yeah, did he turn in today?
Did he, heck? I don't know what the hell is what he's doing, but he didn't show his face down at that tip sharpish before I jump.
Haven't they missed him yet?
No, we covered for him, didn't we? And if that gets to the office, it'll not just be him, but the whole flaming crew.
Of course, I don't suppose you care tuppence, do you? All you're thinking about is there'll be that much more scoff for you. Yeah, you see me trot this tater pie out and you had it all taped. No, Eddie, you thought, and I'm quids in. Yeah, well, you're not touching that because that's for Eddie when he gets home, famished and wore out.
Oh, give over with you.
It's the best bit, is that? Not having you picking at it, pinching all the meat and diving in after the carrots.
I've no appetite.
Well, no appetite, you. What's up, counting all the lodging money you're going to lose?
I'm worried about Eddie. About you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Chuck. Of course you're worried. I mean, he was your pal before he was mine.
I happen. But I tell you this much. I'll wring his flaming neck when I do find him, causing all this trouble.
Well, I'll do a bottle tonight and put it in his bed, but I've not got much hope, you know. Because I think he was driven to this. Well, he'd never have done a bunk just for the fun of it. Oh, I'll tell you something, Stan. It's been now but trouble for Eddie ever since Marion got herself mixed up with Elsie Tanner. Her and her flaming fancy men.
You know, I may be old, but I'm not daft. I saw the paper last night.
I'm sorry, Mr. Tatlock.
No, it was mentioned in the Gazette 2 or 3 evenings ago.
Well, it may have been, but it was mentioned last night as well.
Well, if Mrs. Walker's got a copy of last night's Gazette, we'll soon see.
Well, if I'm right, I'm the only double rum.
Well, if you insist.
Bearing in mind that if you're wrong, then there are 2 medium dry sherries on it.
Oh.
Sorry, Mr. Tatlock, I'm afraid you're mistaken.
Well, of course he's mistaken.
Nothing in the book page. I mean, I know they do have a book page in last night.
But it weren't in book page.
Of course not. Only published works are mentioned in the book page. Accepted literature book page, indeed.
I know it's not in the book page because I read the book page last night and I wouldn't miss something about my own story. And that's got nothing to do with it not being accepted literature.
Depends what one means by literature, doesn't it, dear? I believe that in artistic circles these days, reticence is not considered a virtue.
Do you never look at letters?
The letters, Mr. Tatlock.
Yes, the letters. To the editor.
Oh.
That's where I saw it.
Oh, the letters. Why didn't you say so? Oh, yes, here we are. Dear sir, the cost of living is a disgrace. In my day, you could get drunk on a shilling.
It's all right, the publicans moaning about making no profit, but have you ever seen a publican without a posh car?
Do you mind, Bet?
Sorry.
Dear sir, I don't know how many of your readers will have heard the broadcast of the short story, A Night to Forget. Mentioned in your column, that mention being before me as I write.
Fancy it being in the letters. I never read the letters.
Well, that's the only part worth reading.
Shall I go on, dear, or would you rather read it in private?
No, please carry on. I'm getting quite used to the glare of the spotlight these days.
Right. It may be there are a few misguided souls among us who appreciate this type of literature. But I'm sure I speak for the majority of decent people when I say that the so-called writers who penned this effort ought to be thoroughly ashamed of themselves.
That'll be a double rum.
Hiya.
Hiya. I didn't expect you back till tea time. Thought you went straight to yard.
Yeah, well, I don't as I fancy it yard.
Or even though you're getting wages?
Oh, wages are all right, but, you know. Well, it's not exactly the type of work I want. And I know that apart from cabin, it's the only work I can get.
No, you don't know that for sure.
I do. Been round to flipping job centre.
And there is nothing.
Well, there's all these schemes and that, but they don't last longer than 5 minutes.
What does?
How do you mean?
Nothing really.
Sharon, we've had a call from fostering people.
Fostering people? You mean they're shifting me again?
Not exactly.
Who was it? Not Wet Nellie Worthington.
Mr. Carter.
Carter? He's even worse.
Hey, clever clog, stop jumping gun.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say. I'm due to be shifted because I'm getting too settled.
It's not that.
All right, it's not that. They're not Wet Nellies. There's some poor half-starved kiddies wants a new billet.
Nothing of the sort. Mr. Carter had news of a job. Honestly, there's running it stick to get hold of.
A job?
Knows of a place that need a kennel maid.
Kennel maid? Working with animals and that. Yeah, sounds great.
Snag is, it's in Yorkshire. It would mean you're leaving here and living in.
Eddie turned up yet?
Hey?
The fugitive, the happy wanderer, has he turned up yet?
No, he hasn't. I just hope he's come to no harm. That's all I hope.
Hilda, you're being morbid, you know that.
I know this. Wherever he's wandering, they'll be not happy about him.
Oh, give over with your bother. He'll turn up whistling.
Whistling? After what that poor lad had said to him.
He'll turn up as right as ninepence and wonder what all the fuss is about.
What all the fuss? Well, I don't know how you've got the nerve. We know what the fuss is about, and we know who caused it and all.
It was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
Not for my money. That lad's had a right smack in the gob for something that weren't his fault.
It was his fault in the first place for not being straight with Marion over that money.
Was she straight with him over that soldier?
Now, don't drag that in.
Played fast and loose with him, didn't she? Yeah, and I dare say you chucked your 2 anything and all. Because when it comes to playing fast and
look,
loose...
Hilda, I'm not here on my own time, and I don't want to start a shouting match either.
I am not shouting. I'm just saying. He's got feelings, has Eddie. Feelings what run deep. And they've been trampled on. Rode over roughshod.
Now, look, Hilda, I know you're worried. We all are.
Yes, well, when you think what you read in the papers. And I'll tell you something. I didn't dare look in my teacup this morning.
Oh, God, blind O'Reilly, for the umpteenth time, Hilda, will you stop being so morbid?
I'm not being morbid. I'm just facing facts.
For God's sake, will you face them quietly? It's really upset Marion, this has. It's shaken her rigid, and she's got an imagination, so go easy. She doesn't need you to tell her what you saw in your tea leaves this morning.
Oh, yes, well. We can all weep crocodile tears, can't we?
You what?
She can't deny she drove him away.
They had a few words.
She come in with the clock.
Rubbish.
That's the second time she's kicked him in the teeth. Once with that soldier and now this.
Oh, I see. Eddie's the martyr, is he? Eddie's the little angel, is he? The goody-goody of all time, is that it? I don't suppose he ever conned anybody in his life or pulled a stroke, did he? I don't suppose he drew that money out behind Marion's back, did he? And now they've set her out to £1,000.
Yeah. And who put him up to that then, eh?
All right, Hilda. Jeff Siddle, the latest in a long line, who conned me rotten and then buzzed off. And I don't need you to tell me that either.
Yes, well, it's you what ought to be up in it then, isn't it? Oh, the trouble you bring to this street.
Right.
Hey, get that kettle on, will you? I've been stripping a boiler out. I've got a mouth like a fire back.
OK, Mr. Carter. Bye for now.
Well, that's flipping marvellous, isn't it, eh? I come rushing back here to phone Mr. Carter. You've already told him the tale.
Well, you'll be pleased to know I've told him no tale. In other words, I've put her in the picture.
Hey!
Hey, that's what donkeys eat. Come and get to this table. I'm not having you slopping tea all over them chairs.
So you've already told her, then?
I have.
And what were you phoning Carter about?
Well, asked him to come round about 6 o'clock and give us more details.
How did she react?
Well, how did you expect? She fancied the job, but obviously fond of us.
It's all so flaming ham-fisted, isn't it, eh? What does Sharon need? She needs security.
Well, I'm praying she won't go. But it's got to be her decision. You do see that, don't you, love?
Oh, I told her all right. Yeah, and they all heard and all. They were all there behind the curtains, earwigging.
There's Daft flying at them.
Well, she wants flying at, she does. And how many times have I told you? You come in here off the street, your fingers dropping off, and you sit on top of the fire.
It's really fire.
Yeah, well, don't come crying to me when you get chilblains.
I never get chilblains.
There's no sign yet, then?
Not a dicky bird.
Oh, the size of him. I can't credit he could just disappear.
I asked on the window round. I asked up the street. I went into the bus depot and asked the drivers.
Ah, well, you see, you can't touch pitch, can you?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean Marion. The dig she's got. Palling up with that brass-faced show-off next door, it's making her hard.
Ah, don't talk daft.
She's corroding, that girl, is Miss Flighty Draws. I tell you, get Eddie out the road and they'll be on the monkey run. Dolled up to the nines and out on the bash.
Do you know what you sound like?
Never mind what I sound like.
You sound like a blackguard.
I speak as I find.
No, you don't. You get yourself excited and you talk people down. And it's not done. It's just not done.
Oh, Eddie Yates, you big soft apath. This time of the year and all. I just hope he's not sleeping rough.
What time they say? Taxi people.
Told them 1:15.
We'll have to be shifting then.
Well, if we miss that, we can get the next.
Don't run every half hour, you know. That's them now. Yep.
Mr. Whiteley's taxi to the airport.
Right, smashing. Come on then. See ya. Can you manage others, Dad?
Yeah. I'll manage him, son. Hey, all right.
You're thinking, Grandma, won't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I shall miss you, son.
Well, bye, Dad.
Bye, son. Good luck.
Cheers.
Craig. Bye, love.
Bye, Grandad.
God bless. Come on, let's wipe their face, lad. Don't ever see a big crying. God bless.
Bye, love. Bye, my precious. God bless you.
Chin up, lad. Right to us. Well, that's it.
Well, I'll be straight with you. The problem they have is finding girls who are prepared to live in.
Not haunted, is it, this sizable house?
Ah, it's not like that school in Dickens. That was in Yorkshire, wasn't it?
Do the Boys Hall?
Yeah, it's not the Do the Boys Hall of the kennel trade, is it?
I bet he's got one eye, this Mr. Stringer. I bet kennels are full of half-starved Alsatians. I bet they breed police dogs.
Oh, give over, you two. Honestly, once they start.
No, the Stringers are nothing like that, I assure you.
Aye, that's what they told Oliver Twist.
No, Nicholas Nickleby.
No, all joking apart, I'm sure they could find local girls to live in if they advertised, but it just happens I know them and I know Sharon.
Oh, aye. All discussed at a case conference, was it?
It cropped up in conversation. It just happens that your file was in front of me the next day.
My file? Forgotten I'm one of them poor unfortunates that have files.
Look, Sharon, the point is, do you want the job or not? It's entirely up to you. There's no official line on this, is there?
No line whatsoever. It's absolutely Sharon's own decision.
Well, I want the job, but it's just leaving you and Len and going to Sheffield.
You know, it seems to me a great pity. I've got to be honest, it seems a great pity that everything else is being kicked into touch because of this job. I mean, the key word that your mate used, the one we were dealing with before, was stability.
Yeah, well, yes, in the official sense, that is the key word, and I'll agree that, you know, you've achieved it. The job was just a personal thought, and perhaps the way it's worked out, not a very good one.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, but I think Sharon needs time.
Yeah, I would at least like to sleep on it.
Well, I'm afraid in terms of the job, there is no time. I must have a firm decision by tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm almost sure that the vacancy will be filled.
Good evening, dear.
Oh, good evening.
Controversy continuing, is it?
Controversy?
More letters in the Gazette about your recent attempt to outdo Lady Chatterley's lover?
No, there doesn't seem to be. Mind you, that one about pub prices, that seems to have provoked quite a lot of support.
Here she is then, the Harold Robbins of Rosamond Street.
I would never set myself up as a literary critic, but I do feel that so much of modern literature is overrated. Now, as for D.H. Lawrence, having dipped into that dreadful book...
Never made a daisy chain since, have you, Mrs. Walker?
You're talking about boot writers. That Hank Johnson's the fella.
The next story you write, you want to come and see me.
You know, those are wise words. You could be mining a very rich seam with Mr. Tatlock's experience of northern life and culture.
And if you want a good story, there's Walker's Undone and them allotments whenever you dream about.
Well, I'll be off. Had enough, kid? Off to have a cosy night by the fire, toasting the old tutsies?
It won't be so cosy with Marion in the state she is.
Hey, kid, is there still no sign of Eddie yet?
Not a word, not a sign, not a clue. And it's been nearly 3 days.
Hey, you talking about Eddie Yates?
Yeah.
Well, what's all the mystery then? I know where Eddie Yates is.
You what?
You've had a call. Your Linda rang for a chat. I said you'd call her back.
I've got news for you.
News? About Eddie?
About Eddie, but don't get your hopes up. Not come back. But I have been told where it can be found. Right, you know Jack Duckworth? Well, he's a taxi driver. And it seems the night that you and Eddie had the row, he gets a call from a fella to pick him up in Lee and take him back to Weatherfield. So, he's tootling along the motorway, and what does he see but Eddie, thumbing it, hitching a ride to Liverpool. So he picks him up, puts him in the cab, drops him at the Lee turn-off, waiting for someone to take him to Liverpool.
Liverpool? I should have guessed. How did you see Elsie?
Well,
I must know. I don't want to be kidding myself.
according to Jack, the journey wasn't exactly a laugh a minute.
That's not my shirt.
No, I'm just doing one of yours. It won't be a minute.
Whose is it?
Oh, how many fellas do you think I've got in this house? If it's not yours, it must be Eddie's, mustn't it?
What are you doing this for? He's done the bunk.
People do come back, you know. And who says he's done a bunk?
He's chucked his job. Her next door's never seen sight and sound of him.
He has not chucked his job. He's just not turned up, that's all. And don't call Marion her next door. She's his fiancée.
It's only fine for Nancy. She told her to get out, didn't she?
Yeah, well, we all say a lot of things, don't we, Stanley? I've told you to hop it often enough, but you never took no notice.
Oh, that's because I'm experienced, you see. I know you don't mean it. He doesn't. He's romantic. He knows note.
Here, take your shirt
Right.
and see who that is.
All right. Hello, love.
Is Mrs. Ogden in?
Hi, come in.
I was wondering if you'd heard anything.
No, not a word, love. Haven't you?
Not since last night, no. Oh. Do you think he could have gone to Liverpool?
Liverpool?
Didn't you know? I'd have come round, but my head's been spinning, honest. It was in the pub last night. Vera's husband, I think. Anyway, he told Elsie he'd seen Eddie on the East Lancs thumbing a lift to Liverpool. And he took him as far as the Lee turn-off. I felt sure somebody would have told you.
See, I was right. Liverpool. He's done the bunk, I'll tell you.
Well, I suppose it's only natural that he should go to Liverpool. All his friends are there.
All his wrong uns, yeah.
How do you mean?
Well, he used to say that coming here to Weatherfield was like making a fresh start. You know, putting his past behind him.
You mean...
Well, Liverpool were his past, weren't it? Where he got into trouble.
And you think he might have gone back to his old ways?
Well, you never know, do you? Oh, it's like my Uncle Edwin used to say. It's hearing the music as makes you want to dance.
Well, I think Miss Riley will take care of that for you, won't you, Miss Riley?
Certainly, madam. I will find exactly the right place.
And I also happen by a strange coincidence to have some tickets with me. So if either of you ladies or both of you...
Yes, I'll have two. Can
right.
you find my purse?
And 2 for you.
Let me think about it. I mean, she's all right. She's got a boyfriend to look after her. All I've got is a husband. Don't forget to get the money off Victor.
Who says I'm going with Victor?
She's a devil, this one. She's got a fella in every bush shelter.
Now, do I give the money to the gentleman or the young lady?
The gentleman, I think. The young lady's quite capable of blowing it before we leave the place.
Them's the kind we like.
Right, come on then, Pansy Potter. Let's see if we can get some more posters up. Say goodbye then.
Bye-bye, love.
Bye-bye.
Oh, if you want those tickets, right, you know where to come. Right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hold on.
What's the matter with you?
Who said anything with the matter?
I do. You've not insulted me once since we opened the shop.
Blimey, is it that bad? Well, we might be losing Sharon.
Oh, dear. Well, she's not in trouble, is she?
No, might be easier if she was. Been offered a job over in Sheffield. Kennel maid.
Oh, lovely.
Well, not for us, it isn't. Today's decision day, and we're not sure which way she's going to jump.
I do. She'll stay with you. I mean, I wouldn't, but she will.
You've got it made here, though, haven't you? I mean, I know you're going, but when you think of last place...
Yeah, not so bad.
And even if they were wrong, they can't be worse than a load of smelly animals. Oh, in middle of winter, sploshing through autumn mud.
Oh, that's sploshing through autumn mud in middle of winter. I mean, I like animals.
You do not like animals.
I do like animals.
Well, since when have you liked animals?
Since always. Since when I was a little girl. I could never have any, could I?
Well, look, I've known you since Broughton Road Juniors and I never knew you liked animals.
Well, that's because you never saw me with any, did you? If you had have done, you'd have known.
Yeah, well, you're kidding yourself, aren't you?
Oh, well, I'm not kidding myself.
Because it's not to do with liking animals or hating sight of them. I know why you're thinking of going.
You're dead clever, aren't you?
It's because of him. Because of Brian Tilsley.
Don't be daft.
I'm not being daft. Any road, it's in this week's Valentine. Cheryl Carter, SRN. She's got this job looking after starving kids in wilds of India because she's fleeing from her broken romance. And Sharon, it's just the same with you.
Oh, shut your face, will you?
Oh, look, I'm not blaming you. I'll be just saying myself.
Yeah, come on. Drown your sorrows in a cup of tea.
I'm worried, Elsie.
Well, of course you are. So would I be, but I have the common sense to know that worrying won't bring him back.
Wonder if anything will.
His own 2 legs. So he's gone to Liverpool. It's only natural, it's his own hometown.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Oh, so a couple of nights out with the lads.
Hey,
and...
I've got the address of those 2 McGregor brothers. You know, the ones that came to the engagement party. Well, perhaps he's gone to see them.
Flasher, don't knock. They're a couple of flaming tearaways, them 2.
Yeah, no, Mrs. Ogden thinks.
Oh, never mind what Mrs. Ogden thinks. You listen to your Auntie Elsie. You know, fellas, they're a lot like dogs. You shout at them and they crawl into a corner looking mournful, sitting there, sticking their noses out, waiting for you to pat them. And when they do, they're up licking your face all over. So, a couple of nights out with the lads and they'll be hot-footing it back home, waiting for you to pat him on the nose. Then, you've got what is called ladies' choice. You can either give him a love tap or a straight left.
I want him back, Elsie.
Oh, well, it's the love tap then, isn't it? Come on, drink your tea. Come on in, it's open.
Can I come in?
What do you want?
I thought if Eddie rang up, perhaps he might pop round and let us know. Let me know, because I'm worried.
I see. Stanley, pop round to Elsie Tanner's, will you, and find out if Eddie's left any messages. And if he has, let us know. Only crack on, it's you that's asking. That's it, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's me. I'm worried about him.
Stanley, if your house went missing, you wouldn't move out of that flaming chair. And you can tell your elder I'd think a damn sight more of her if she'd come round herself.
Ah, well, she's worried about it. She thinks the world of him, you know.
Oh, well, don't we all?
I'll let you know if we hear anything.
Oh, thanks, love. Ta-da.
Ta-ra. Oh, don't be too hard on them, Elsie. They love Eddie.
Oh, it's not that.
I know it's not. Getting to know you, Mrs. Tanner. If somebody has a go at you, you don't just take it, you have a go back, even if you're in the wrong. And you do think you're in the wrong, don't you?
Do I?
You think you're to blame for what's happened between Eddie and me, don't you?
You're a clever little devil, you are.
You're damn sight cleverer than you at times. Because I know you weren't to blame. Well, if anybody should be sorry, it should be me. For sounding off the way I did. I mean, I should have known which way Eddie would have taken it. Which makes it my fault. So just because you've got an attack of the consciences, don't go bashing everybody inside, right?
Absolutely. I'll go round and offer Hilda the hand of friendship. In fact, 2 hands. Right round her scraggy neck.
and sit down. Your dinner's ready. Go and wash your hands.
Oh, give us a flipping chance, woman. Can you hear anything?
No?
Neither can I. It's flipping marvellous, isn't it? No drumming.
Not the only kid we'll be losing.
What did he say?
I said it's not the only kid we'll be losing.
Will you be told, woman? Sharon wouldn't leave a cushy billet like this. We give it her own way too much.
Oh, it's not just that.
Well, it's not Brian Tilsley anymore now, is it?
Oh, it's a combination of things. If she can get away from here, she can chuck herself in a job and forget him. If she stays round here, she stands every chance of bumping into him. And even if she doesn't, she now tells to do all day but think of him.
So what are you saying? If she had a proper job, that'd do the trick?
I haven't thought about that side of it. Not much chance, is there? Mind you, it's a possibility, isn't it? I mean, if she could get a job.
Yeah.
Sit yourself down, I'll get you dinner. And don't moan, 'cause it's out of a can. Me and Mavis were without push last night at cabin. I didn't have time to go to Butcher's.
I could offer her an apprenticeship.
What?
Sharon.
Sharon? An apprenticeship?
Yeah.
She's a girl.
Where have you been hiding lately? She's not a girl, she's an it. There's no difference between boys and girls nowadays, you know. At least that's what some people think. I still think there is, thank God.
So how did you do it exactly?
Well, it's as easy as falling off a ladder, love. Which is just what he did at work.
I don't know.
Well, I've got 2 left feet, me, haven't I?
Hey, where's Mum, Dad? Isn't she coming in?
Aye, some do at the factory, she said. Somebody getting married or something.
Oh, dusting off the sausage rolls, are they?
Something like that, and a couple of bottles of red vinegar.
Vinegar?
Well, they call it red wine, don't they? But they are not connoisseurs, you see. And that reminds me, she wants to know, how are you coming to us for Christmas? Are we coming to you, or what?
Ah, well, we haven't thought about it yet.
Well, you better think it's only 3 weeks off, you know. You know what she's like.
Well, let Ivy decide. Whatever she says, we'll fall in with her.
On your own head be it, then.
Have a short, then. Have a gin and tonic.
No, really, I'm not all that keen on gin.
I don't care whether you're keen on it or not. It'll do you good. You know, it'll make you thoroughly depressed. None of this halfway stuff. 2 gin and tonics, please, Fred.
Oh, it's coming up, Else.
I say, I hope you don't think that I'm sticking my nose in, but, well, I couldn't help hearing, you know, that up and down he had in the street yesterday with Hilda, but, any news of Eddie? I'm ever so sorry, love, to hear that he
Oh, come on, Betty, you know what fellas are. He'll be bathing his wounds in best bitter now. 10 pints and he'll be on his way home, won't he? Yes, of course he will. I mean, I was only asking. Well, you know what I mean. I wouldn't be a bit surprised, my love, if he doesn't come through that door tonight.
Oh, Yatesy? Well, yeah, I should. He's gone for good, has that lad. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm going to have to ask you to pay for the drinks yourselves, if you don't mind. Cruel old world, innit? You know, it doesn't seem, 5 minutes since that you all had a bloke apiece in tow, and now look at you. Oh, it's a wicked world.
It's the people in it, Fred.
It's the way you pick 'em, Else. Anyway, listen, every cloud has a silver lining, darling. Listen, it's my night off on Thursday, and be far better going out with me, Dutch, than ever you were being treated by them two fly-by-nights.
Don't let him get you down. If you take any notice of him, he's won.
Suppose he's right. I mean, will he come back?
Oh, kid, there's not a blind thing you can do about it. Come and sit down. If he wants to come back, he'll come back, and he'll want to.
I can't wait, Elsie. I can't just sit here. There must be something I can do.
Like what?
I'll go and look for him.
Oh, lovey, I know he's a big lad, but it's a big world.
But I wouldn't be looking in the world, would I? I'd be looking in Liverpool.
And driving yourself round the bend. Come on, drink your mother's ruin and put the flags out. He'll be back.
Be a flipping plumber. I'm not kidding you. I've been under the floorboards in Inkerman Street all flaming day. I couldn't be a coal miner to save my life, I'll tell you that much.
Sit down, I'll make you some tea. Why did I choose stripes? I want my bumps feeling.
Where is she?
Upstairs. Did you go into it? That business about apprenticeship?
Well, there's now to go into. It's very simple.
Oh, well, would you like to tell her? She's upstairs. You can bet your boot she's wondering what to do.
Yeah, why not?
Sharon, can you come down a minute? know why we're doing it. They want to work, do you, love?
Yeah, Sharon, tell me if I'm wrong, but do you enjoy doing those little jobs for me? You know, the odds and bobs down the yard, building this place, getting your hands dirty, smelling a putty.
Yeah?
But there's not enough of it, is that it? I mean, it's not a proper job.
Well, it isn't, is it?
No, that's what we're saying.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we've been thinking. How do you fancy an apprenticeship?
Me?
Yeah. You could learn the trade. I give you a proper wage.
We've been thinking of it for some time, haven't you, love?
Yeah, and it's got nothing to do with that job you were offered, you know. But, I mean, we've been thinking. I mean, there's very little round here. And that job in Sheffield is a proper job, of course. But if you, on the other hand, you wanted to stay around this neck of the woods, I mean, you'd be more than welcome to stay here. Well, I mean, that's the offer, like.
You're a couple of loves, aren't you?
Well, she is, but I've never been called that.
Well, you are.
I see you've taken my advice.
I told you, Elsie, I can't just sit and look at the wall.
So you're swanning off to Liverpool to look at walls, are you? How well do you know the place?
I used to go a lot when I was little. I had an auntie lived there.
And how old were you when you used to go a lot?
I know my way around.
Not in the dark, you don't. And sit down when I'm talking to you. It'll be pitch black by the time you get there. And then you'll have to start looking for digs, unless you're planning to spend the night on a park bench.
I've got money.
Look, go in the morning. There are umpteen trains to Liverpool, and you'll be there in less than no time. And a day return will be a darn sight cheaper than spending a week's wages on digs. Look, you can come back here and go the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that if you want to.
I'll find him, Elsie.
Oh, lovey, you don't know where he is. He knows where you are. He'll find you.
But I can't be sure of that.
Oh, take your coat off. I said take your coat off. All right. You can go to Liverpool if you want to, but not tonight. Right?
I'm worried, Elsie. It's been days now, and you know the mood that Jack said he was in.
Oh, you don't take any notice of Jack Duckworth. That would be a step backwards, wouldn't it?
But I said such awful things, Elsie. Or do you think he might have gone and done something silly?
Hey, enough of that. Come on. Look, the silliest thing he will have done is to get himself K-lied, that's all. You know, when something happens like this, the only thing to do is stand it on its head. I mean, you know, turn it round the other way. Supposing he'd said to you, get lost, and you'd gone swanning off to Liverpool, what would you be saying to yourself by now? I know what you'd be saying. You'd be saying, all right, I've been away long enough, he's had his lesson, I can go back home. That's what you'd be saying.
I'm glad I've got you.
Oh, yes, you're very lucky. I'm always right, you know. So make yourself useful and make us a cup of tea. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go to the pictures later on. You've got a good horror movie at the Luxy. We can sit and scream at each other for a couple of hours.
Will you ring the shop in the morning and tell them I'm ill?
Yes, I'll tell them you've had a funny turn. And I won't be telling lies, will I? Hey, come on.
Thank you.
Oh, you're still open then?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I was wondering if you'd like to come to me for tea tonight.
Oh, I'd love to, if I ever get away.
When have you to make your mind up then?
Today. Well, tomorrow. He's going back to Sheffield tomorrow afternoon, this fostering guy, Carter, you know.
Yeah.
And if he decided to go, he said he'd take me back with him.
To a new life, eh?
You talk just like a flipping comic, you. And I don't mean Benny Hill.
Well, seriously then, what are you going to do?
I don't know yet, do I? Oh, why do people have to be so nice all the time, eh? All they do is mix you up. Now, if it weren't for Len and Rita mentioning this apprentice
Are you going to stay then?
I told you, thickhead, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I hope you do. I don't want you to take that job, though. Not working in Len Fairclough's yard. I had a boyfriend once worked in a place like that. I'm not exactly sure what he did, but he reeked a linseed on. I'm not going to disco with you, Point I, Evan. We'd never get in the lads, would we?
He wants lads. Come on.
Well, aren't you going to buy anything?
We want to come in to have a look.
Honestly, were we like that at their age?
I wish I could remember.
Right then. Who's for bed?
Yeah, come on. Another big day tomorrow.
Yeah. All night then.
Night, love.
All night.
Hi, love.
Sleep tight. There is sleep on it, Len.
Yeah.
Go on, and good luck to you.
I've packed a few things just in case.
Aye. Well, just be careful. Been a bonny girl. And just watch them friends of Eddie's and all. We don't want you finishing up in a nightclub in Cairo, do we?
Chance to be a fine thing.
No, I mean it. It's a rum time, so just be careful. And let us know what's happening, will you? You know the telephone number.
I will.
Are you all right for money?
Yes. And stop worrying. There or else.
She's doing so much up there.
Packing, do you reckon?
I don't look.
If she decides to go, I'm going to throttle blind Tilsley.
Oh, don't blame him. It's not his fault. And stop jumping to conclusions. She hasn't said yea or nay either way yet.
I could be kidding myself, you know, but I thought she was chuffed about that apprenticeship.
So did I. And it'd work, wouldn't it?
Of course it'd work. She's a damn good little worker.
Do you want some more toast?
No, thanks, love. No, just another cup of tea if there is one.
Hiya.
Aye.
Put some more milk on them cornflakes. First lot soaked up.
Right.
Cup of tea now?
Yes, please. I've packed my things.
It's your decision, love.
It's not for want of thinking about it.
We know. But you're old enough to decide for yourself, love. If you decide you want to go, then you go. But if, on the other hand, you want to stay here, we're very happy to keep you. Isn't that right, love?
She knows that.
Oh, you're rotten, you two. Nobody's ever wanted to keep me before. I'm not for keeping me. I'm for getting rid of. Oh, and it's not because of you. I've never had a home like this. I've never had a home before. Not a proper one, anyway.
It's not too late to change your mind, you
Oh,
know.
please, Len.
She's made a decision, Len.
I do like animals, you know. Miles better than humans. But present company accepted, of course.
Well, give it a whirl. If they start getting on your nerves, just drop us a line and we'll make your bed up for you. If, on the other hand, you think it's the life for you,
I'll never forget you. And I will come back and see you, honest.
I will never forget you, love. Sharon, love. Look, I know why you're going. And I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. What seems like the right thing now seems silly in 6 months' time. I've shed a few tears over fellas myself. Don't waste them all. Save some for the right one. And he's out there somewhere, you know. All you have to do is find him. And you will. You'll find him.
What exactly did you say?
When?
When I sent you round to Elsie Tanner's yesterday to see if they'd heard anything about Eddie, what did you say exactly?
Well, I said what you said I should say when you told me to go down there. I asked any news, like, you know.
And what did she say exactly?
Who?
Oh, who do you think we're talking about? Elsie Tanner.
Oh, she was a bit saggy at first, you know. Said she known that you told me to come round, like, and that she thought you should come yourself, like, and Marion said she'd let me know what happened.
Did she say she'd come round this morning?
Well, no, exactly.
Oh, I'm going round there.
She'll think you've thrown the towel in.
I don't care what she thinks. Anybody home?
In here.
Morning.
Morning.
I've just come to see if you've heard anything about Eddie. Only you said you'd let us know if you did.
I never said anything of the kind. And as far as I'm concerned, Eddie, you can go and jump in the cut. And the next time you want anything from me, come yourself. Don't send that fat lump of a husband of yours round.
I'm not frightened of you, Elsie Tanner, if that's what you think. I sent Stan round because I didn't want no more unpleasantness. And don't call him a fat lump.
Don't make out it was me that was being unpleasant. You were doing the blackguarding, and he is a fat lump.
I've told you what I've come for, to see if you know anything about Eddie.
Well, I don't. And if I did, Hilda, you'd be the last person to know. And I think you've got a brass neck coming round here. It's not so long ago that I was to blame for the whole thing. It was my fault he'd gone swanning off.
I never said that.
Oh, yes, you did.
It's like one of my own, is that lad. I'm very worried about him. I don't like to think of him out there, not knowing what's happening.
Oh, sit down. Come on, sit down. If you must know, Marion's gone to Liverpool to look for him. I know, she got about as much chance of finding him as flying to the moon.
When did she go?
Oh, early on. She'll be well there by now. She's got a few contacts, a few addresses, you know, friends of Eddie's. Madam Love will find a way. Oh, God knows it never did for me or thee, did it? Excuse me, does some people call McGregor live there? The two lads?
They used to, up to a week or so ago, but they did a moonlight, you know, optic, with the rent money they never paid, and the milk money, and the gas money out the meters like as not. They're not a friend of yours, are they?
No.
No, you don't look their sort, if you don't mind me saying so. Well, you won't mind me saying so, will you? Who wants to look their sort?
They're no friend of mine. It's him I'm looking for, really. I was wondering if perhaps you could...
Well, like I say, I'd like to help you, love, but I never neighboured with them, so I wouldn't know.
I've got an address. Someone else that might help. Can you tell me how I get there?
You're on the wrong side. No, your best plan's to go back into town and get another bus. That's if they're running.
I came here by bus.
Oh, well, they're running then, only you never know from one day to the next. You know where the bus stop is then?
Yes, thank you.
Well, like I say, go back into town and ask, and I hope you find who you're looking for.
Thanks.
Family trouble, is it?
Sort of.
I feel for you, love. I've had more than my share. Good luck.
Thanks.
What time's he coming, this social services fellow?
Carter?
Yeah.
3 o'clock, he said. That's what he told Sharon on phone.
They're always sticking their oar in, aren't they? They can't leave well alone.
They do their best.
They justify their flipping jobs, that's all they do.
He found Sharon a job, and from sound of it, it suits her.
You don't want her to go, do you?
Oh, don't talk daft. Of course I don't want her to go. But I want her to have a good start in life. A job's a job.
I offered her an apprenticeship.
Yeah, well, we left it to her. She decided to go to Sheffield. There's nothing we can do about it.
There's always someone ready to stick their size 9s in, isn't there? Carter, flipping Brian Tilsley. If it wasn't for him, she'd be staying.
Love, I know you don't want her to go no more than me, but we can't baby her anymore.
We've done our bit.
Hello, hello. Minute me back's turned.
It's me, I'm irresistible.
Haven't I always said? I've been through her ink cupboard and I don't think I've pinched out of yours.
Oh, good. Hey, you're not still packing, are you? You'll crease everything.
Oh, no, I'm just putting rest of stuff out on my bed.
Yeah. Plenty of time.
Yeah, right. Oh, well. Carry on necking.
Yeah, you must think I'm made of flipping money.
I wish you were. I'd buy something useful with you.
Hey, I'm skint now.
It all comes back to you, you know. All goes back into your stomach. Because heaven knows I never keep out for myself. And it might have slipped your mind, Stan, that I should have been getting Eddie's digs money today, only I'm not.
Oh, you've only got 2 to feed, haven't you?
Oh, well, if you're one of them, that makes 4. And I'm not bad at arithmetic, neither.
I think we'll get another lodger.
No. Don't want another lodger. On your road, I never looked on Eddie as a lodger. It's like I said, he was a member of the family. Oh, I don't know. I get took in by some funniosities, I do. There was that pal of Eddie's, that Billy Nelson, he turned out to be a wrong un. Now Eddie himself, I'm the fella I'm left with.
I didn't take you in.
Oh, I don't mean like that. There's other ways of taking folk in besides pinching their money off them, you know. There's other things in life besides money. Like happiness and trust and peace of mind, them sort of things. That's what folk keep taking off me.
I don't.
You do, Stan. Oh, I don't say you do it deliberate, but you do. And I never thought Eddie'd go off without saying a word, neither. I thought he'd have come to me for me opinions, because I do have 'em, you know.
We haven't had a bad time the last 30-odd years.
No. No, I suppose we do fit together in a way. I mean, if there was 2 of me in the one bed, there'd be room left over. If there was 2 of you, it'd collapse. Oh, I told Annie Walker. I said we'd only spoil another couple, me and Stan. And by heck, I was right. So you just book your ideas up, Chuck, because you're all I've got left.
He'll turn up. She'll find him.
Do you fancy your chances of finding somebody in Liverpool? Well, it'd be like... Well, I know he's a big needle, but it's a flipping big haystack. 2 addresses she's got. And if neither of them turns up trumps...
One will. You'll see.
Well, actually, I think it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. You know, she wasn't that hard on him. I think he's punishing himself.
She's got a job on, hasn't she? Searching Liverpool.
Oh, come on. You know what it's like being in love. Can anybody tell you anything?
Yeah, I know, but you can't just go to somewhere like Liverpool and say, has anybody seen Eddie Yates?
Well, she's got a couple of contacts, and you never know where you look. I mean, I think her best bet's the police station, but I can't tell her that, can I?
No, you can't. She's got a hell of a job on, you know, Elsie.
Well, as I say, you never know where you look. I mean, it always works out in films, doesn't it? I mean, it always worked out for Alice Faye and Tyrone Power.
Who?
Which way? 17 years ago.
Blind old Riley.
I'm sorry.
No, it's me that should feel sorry. For me, remembering all that lot.
Hi. Outside you.
Now, what have I done?
This is my place for selling tickets. You're trespassing.
No, I haven't got a single ticket on me. Honest, search me.
Ooh, let me.
Go ahead, go.
Hey, Fred, has he tried to sell you a couple of tickets to the Christmas dance yet?
Like to see him try.
Well, look at me then. How about buying a couple of tickets to the Christmas dance?
Oh, well, you're different. How much you want?
Well, $1.50 each.
A couple? Who's going to go with him?
Who's going with me? I'll tell you who's going with me. The first person I ask. That's who's going with me.
There you go.
How about it else? 22nd, you know. Me in the old tuxedo, you in your gownless evening straps.
You are?
Well, I'm asking, aren't I, you know? This do on the 22nd across the road. How about tripping the old like fantastic with yours truly?
You mean me?
Well, yeah.
You mean you're asking me to go to a dance with you?
Well, yeah.
Hells bells. I might remember Tyrone Power, but I'm not that far past it.
Well done, Fred.
I was only kidding.
You're not having your money back, you know, Fred.
Don't fret, I'll be there. Hey, and it won't be a grab a granny night either.
Cheers, Fred.
I don't suppose you've heard anything, have you?
Not a word.
Oh. Well, they say no news is good news.
What are you drinking?
Oh, Tal, I'll have a light ale, please.
Betty, can I have a light ale for my sister in grief?
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. It's funny that, you know. We're none of us related. We're just a couple of lodgers.
Aye. But somebody's got to worry about them, haven't they?
Roger Stardust, I'll see you there.
Roger Slim Jim, 3's and 8.
10 cents and we meet again.
Excuse me.
Yes, love.
Can you help me? Are there any breakers round here, you know, with CB rigs?
I'm one myself, darling. Scouse Sammy at your service. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm looking for my boyfriend. He's in Liverpool somewhere. Only he's a breaker in Weatherfield. Well, we both are, and I was wondering if, you know, you might...
Climb aboard, lady. You got it.
Oh, here. I don't want to interfere with your dinner hour out, but supposing Marion rings up, shouldn't you be at home?
She'll ring here if there's no answer.
Oh, good.
Take that look off your face. We don't want this lot nosying.
She's going, isn't she?
Yes, but we don't have to shout it from rooftops, so come on, for a smile on.
The usual, a pint and a vodka and tonic.
Yeah, please.
Excuse me.
I'll excuse you most things, but not everything.
Then?
Don't stop, mate.
I suppose you know that girl's leaving because of you, you piece of nothing.
Listen, Sonny, you might think you're God's gift to women, but you poke that pretty face into my affairs anymore, and I'll rearrange it for you.
You really started something, didn't you?
Well done.
Hello, Rovers. Oh, hang on. Is Billy Thompson in the bar, please? Billy Thompson.
And his real moniker's Eddie Yates, Weatherfield. Drives a dust cart. I've heard that name before. We had a Ron Yates, used to play centre half for the Reds. No relation to him, is he?
I don't think so, no.
That could be who I'm mixing him up with. Anyhow, we'll give it a whirl on 19. 10:45, Scouse Sammy calling all breakers. Got a fancy seat cover right next to me. Wants to lay an eyeball on good buddy Eddie Yates. Handle Slim Jim. Pedals a roach coach in Windy City. Came to Bird City 2 or 3 days ago. Any breaker's eyeball, 10-10.
Hi there, Scouse Sammy. Got blue light. I know an Eddie Yates. Came to visit me at the Queen's Hotel 2 years back. Haven't eyeballed him since, though. Any use? Over.
10-4 blue light, now 10-5 over.
Where's the Queen's Hotel? He might be there.
Well, it's hard cheddar if he is, because it's not your regular hotel, like. It's CB talk for Walton. You know, the Nick. Still muck or nettle, eh? Let's have another go. 10:45, Scouse Sammy calling all breakers. Any more info on good buddy Eddie Yates over?
Redneck calling. I copy Scouse Sammy. This Eddie Yates, is he a big lad? Curly hair, mates up with the McGregors.
Yeah, he does.
Roger Dodge, Redneck. What's the word?
I balled him yesterday, coming out of a boarding house in Newtown, opposite the Vic. House with the brown door. Over.
Fantastic, Redneck. May the force go with you. All the golden numbers, over and out. Two Towns brutal. Do you know how to get there? So I'll tell you.
Do you know, there's one thing I've never been able to understand. I mean, there are dozens of magazines for women, but there's hardly any for men.
No, I don't suppose you get many women want woodworker, do you, love?
Oh, I don't think Mavis means specialist magazine. You mean general interest, bits of everything.
That's right.
Well, that's it. Men don't go in for bits of everything, do they? They like something more solid, reliable. It's like gossip, you see. You don't hear men gossiping, do you?
Oh, just listen to him.
What the gift of gears.
Yeah, we're the workers, aren't we? We've got no time for reading magazines.
Well, you can't be working that hard, can you? It's 2:30 and you're still on your lunchtime.
I'm hanging on for Gail. Got out on anyway.
Call him on your way past, will you? Have sharpened your chisels. And it was a job, I'll tell you in the time.
See you, Dad.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, is that right, that Eddie Yates?
Apparently, yes.
It's been a strange week, hasn't it? I mean, there's that poor Marion girl, and Rita's all upset because Sharon goes today, you know. Hello. Well, where are the crisps?
They haven't got any.
I'm sorry. Nicky'll kill us if we go back without his crisps.
Well, look, I said I'd call at Dad's. We can get some at Rover's on the way back.
We'd better.
Yeah.
See you.
Ta-ra.
Bye-bye. Did you see how he shut us up when I said about Sharon? He was involved with that girl, you know.
Sometimes, Mavis, there's a great deal to be said for a dull life.
Yes, love.
Have you got a Mr. Yates stuff in here? A Mr. Edward Yates?
Yes, I do, love. Oh, listen to me. I say I do. Actually, he left early this morning. He just packed up and went. He didn't say where he was going or anything. To tell you the truth, I think he was short of money and didn't like saying. But I'd let him have tip. Oh, dear. What a mess and matter, love. Come on inside. Oh, come on in a minute. We can't have this. Oh, we certainly can't.
She won't be too long, lovey. She's had to go to the brewery about something or other, but you can wait if you like.
No, I won't, if you don't mind. If you'd show her the catalogue and tell her if there's anything she wants to let me know.
I will, my love.
It's quiet, isn't it?
Both ways. I mean, we've not got many customers, but what we have got aren't exactly shafting their heads off. For once.
I was going to say it makes a pleasant change. Bye.
Bye-bye, Doc.
Any news?
Oh, no, not yet, but there will be.
I'm sure there will.
He's only been gone a couple of days. He's a grown fella.
Yeah, well, grown fellas do some funny things sometimes, especially a lad like Eddie, on top of the world all the time. I mean, they're a long way to fall.
Hey, look, I found a quid. Didn't know I had it. I'll get the drinks in, shall I? Oh, sure. Have a gin and tonic.
All right, go on, I'll have a port and lemon.
Right. Frederick, a pint and a port and lemon, please.
Well, you're splashing out a bit, aren't you?
Why not?
You're not the only one, Stanley. Wait for it, Betty. 1 packet of smoky bacon and 1 cheese and onion.
Oh, we'll turn into a crisp, will that little lad of yours?
Keeping a tight rein on him, are you? Since Fairclough marked his card.
Keep your nose out, you.
What's he on about then?
Oh, I thought you'd have been slapping the handcuffs on him till that young girl got out of the way.
How do you, Chief?
Oh, Ryan!
Hey.
Stop it! Time's he coming then, this fostering fella?
Bet 3, he said.
They're dead stingy, you know, Yorkshire lads. Maureen Pritchard had one. She said they're thinking out about rugby league and cricket.
Well, I'll have given something else to think about then, won't I?
You will give 'em a chance.
Hmm.
Where are they then?
Oh, they just popped out for a minute. Said they had some business to do, but they've gone to buy me a pressie.
Did they say so then?
Well, they don't half say so, do they? I can tell. Oh, that'll be them.
Yeah, well, I'll just go in any road. And you will write to us, won't you?
Of course I will.
I hope you really do like animals, you know.
Oh, do you, that paper? See ya.
Yeah, see ya.
Back up. She worries about me. Are you sure you're all right?
I'm fine, really.
You'll feel better with something inside you. We didn't want you fainting for want of food.
It was very good of you.
It was nothing, love. I just wish there was some other way I could help.
Well, I tried.
That's all any of us can do. Wait a minute. He did ask me something. He asked me if the Balmoral Club was still in Strand Street near Canning Lock. I said I didn't know, but he did ask me, I remember. Don't know if it means anything.
Could do. Thanks.
Here, put that with your luggage. Don't go rooting. It's just some bits you said you wanted.
I got you 2 presents and all. Oh. Well, that'll be him. He said he won't come in. Ciao, then. Sorry.
Ciao, love.
Hey, stop it, will ya? And stay where you are. Bury ya.
Hey, you looking for a fella?
Yeah.
Right, you found him. Mickey's the name. Where are you taking me? Come on, I'll show you a good time.
No, I'm not.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Hey, you! On your bike.
What's with you?
You, Edge, on your bike. There's nothing down, lad. What are you doing here?
Oh, what do you think I'm doing here?
Hey, what are you doing?
Stopping you eating Eddie's breakfast, that's yours.
Why has he got more than me?
Well, he's got eggs, hasn't he? What, you're not allowed?
But he's got 3 sausage. I've only got 1.
Would you like me to get you the tape measure? It's probably got 1/4 of an inch more bacon and all. Oh, listen, Stan. While you've been sat here stuffing your face, that poor lad's been wandering the streets of Liverpool, wasting away with a broken heart. And that's something goodness knows will never happen to you.
I'll pay me whack.
Oh, one of these days I'll let you buy your own food out the money you give me. By God, you'd go hungry.
Pauline, did you say wasting away? Do you call that wasting away?
What's up?
Nothing. Sit down and get your breakfast. And you shut up. Did you sleep well, Chuck?
Yeah, not bad. Hey, that looks a picture, Hilda.
Should do. It's half mine.
I told you to shut up.
Do you want one of me sausages, Stan?
No, he doesn't. Get it down, you. You need it more than he does. Oh, way. It's grand to have you back.
It's great to be back, I know. I must have been daft walking out like as if...
No. No, it's understandable. Very understandable. Just goes to show how much you value your fiancé's affections.
Goes to show how daft he was.
He was worried about you and all, you know. Oh, you wouldn't think it, but he was.
Was I acted like?
Oh, yes, you were.
You know, when you weigh it up, I've been very fortunate, really. I mean, I've had the scuffers interested in me whereabouts a time or two, but I never thought I'd have a young lady scouring the streets of Liverpool like Marion did.
Well, it's the miracle of love, is that? I mean, all them millions of people. How on earth did she find you?
It was like something out of a story. I got talking to this lorry driver who had a CB rig and he put the call out. I couldn't believe it when this voice came back saying he'd seen Eddie coming out of this boarding house. But when I got there, he'd gone. But the woman said he'd asked her something about a club on the docks. So I went down there and suddenly, there he was. It was magic.
What did I say? If it can happen for Alice Faye and Tyrone Power, it can happen for you and Eddie.
I still don't know who they are.
Well, take my word for it. Only in the pictures, you see, it always used to finish with them walking off into the sunset hand in hand. What did you and Eddie do? Walk into the Mersey?
I could have done. I didn't care. I was just that happy.
I take it you're going to make a go of it this time, eh?
Well, it won't be my fault if we don't.
No, as long as you don't let this little do change your attitude. You know, they're not above a little bit of blackmail now, fellas. And he's probably thinking if he does anything daft again, you won't say out, because he just might op it. Well, show him. If he needs the round of the kitchen, give it to him.
Oh, Elsie.
You, Elsie. Take a tip from one who knows, never mind a Elsie.
Yes, Mum.
You're a bit early with them, aren't you?
Listen, I put the things up, I decide when. And I'm not going through all this palaver just for a couple of days.
Well, you don't take them down till 12 days after Christmas.
And you put them up 12 days before. That way you get the benefit. And it gives Uncle Albert a fair crack at the mistletoe as well, doesn't it, Uncle Albert?
Hey?
Oh, I'm sorry, love. Did I wake you up?
No, I was just resting my eyes.
Well, you rest him again, then. What's the score?
We are not doing well.
I'm doing rotten with my tickets. All I get is, ooh, a dance.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with a dance?
No, I'm on your side. I'm all for it. But honestly, they're not doing a bomb on Rosamond Street.
Did you try the shops in the precinct? Willie Piggott, he's got a lot of money to chuck about for a start.
I know. He's chucking it across the Atlantic. They're going to Florida for Christmas. I did ask him if he fancied coming back just for the one night, but he said no. Well, he said something else, actually.
And don't put no mistletoe up.
Why not?
Because I don't want other daft old women slobbering all over me.
I can't keep 'em away from you, Uncle Albert. And if I don't put mistletoe up, they'll only bring their own. Anyway, what about bringing one of your girlfriends to this dance? It's half price for OAPs, you know.
Don't be daft.
Oh, sorry.
And I don't want no more ties for Christmas. I can't be bothered with what I've got.
You hear that? No more ties.
Right. What about rum? Is that on your prescribed list as well?
Eh?
Rum? Is that bad as well?
What's the matter with you two this morning? I never mentioned rum. As long as you stick to those miniatures, not worthwhile taking the top off.
So now you know.
Hey, did you try selling any tickets in the factory?
Well, I haven't actually been in. I've seen one or two of them knocking around. I haven't had much luck, though.
Might be worth a try.
Well, try it then. I wouldn't like to think there'll only be the two of us there. I mean, it's all right for the quick step. How do we manage a Paul Jones?
Oh, you're not after a disco, then?
I know. Where dancing's concerned, I'm old-fashioned. It's a marvellous opportunity to get a fella's arms around you. Hey, try reminding the girls at the factory about that. I wouldn't mind betting they feel the same way.
It were either Winter Garden at Morecambe or Floral Hall at Southport. Jack wouldn't go anywhere else. No, he worked it out that his favourite beer had cost him 5 pence extra. Every 50 miles south it went. So Bournemouth were out of question.
Oh, I like Bournemouth, and I like Torquay, but I love Torquay.
I was telling you about that dance, weren't I?
Well, I'm listening, aren't I?
Well, he comes up to me, this fella, and he says, can I have the pleasure of this dance? You should have seen Jack and nearly choked on his beer. But they were like side of an house. But you should have seen him on that dance floor, kid, as light as a feather.
There's a lot of fat people, good dancers, you know.
Well, he was. I danced with him nearly all night. Kept apologising to Jack every time he brought me back. Not that Jack cared. Which is just as well, because he's got 2 left feet.
Hey, Elsie, any sign yet?
Hang on. Oh, no, it's only the lad. It's only the lad, isn't it, love?
Yep. Right then, when do you want me to take that load there and take market?
What did I tell you? Where did I tell you to look when you come in?
Why? He's not in.
Well, it could have been, though, couldn't it?
And don't go shouting about market. Think on, you're only temporary while my burner's off. So if you want something more permanent, you'd better watch yourself, hadn't you?
Right. When do you want me then?
Well, look, when we're close, it ain't loading bay, and one of us will come and get you. And keep it quiet. We're supposed to be making jeans, not flaming handbags.
Clap hands, here comes Charlie. Clap hands, here comes Charlie. Clap hands, here comes Charlie now.
What's got into you?
Nothing. I'm just singing. You've heard of Charlie Cunn's, haven't you? Him who plays the piano.
No, I'm not as old as you lot. Then who the hell is?
Oh, flaming charming, isn't he, eh?
You see, what did I tell you deserves everything he gets him?
Yeah.
Mr. Baldwin!
What do you want?
Well, seeing as how we're flogging ourselves to death all morning, you know, making you your fortune. How about a works party, you know, Christmas week?
Yeah, and a bonus.
Yeah, and a bonus.
If you want to organise and these up outside working hours, be my guest.
Oh.
And while you're at it, pay for yourself. And for your information, ladies, bonuses come out of profit. Now, if I find any, you'll get one. I said, if.
Well, then millions must be going somewhere.
Vera, just feel that, will you?
Nice bit of cloth, that, yeah.
Of course it is. Now, how can I afford to buy myself expensive smatter like this and pay you lot bonuses? Ask yourself.
I wouldn't care if you were joking, but flaming well means it.
Oh, Yatesy. Now, who was it told me you joined the Foreign Legion to forget? And when you got there, you forgot what it was you went... You know what I mean?
Just half a bit, eh, Fred?
I will serve, Mr. Yates. Thank you, Fred. And there's somebody behind there who wants your attention.
Oh, right.
Nice to see you back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Walker.
I did hear the story, well, of course, one does in my position. And my heart went out to you and Marion. I do hope that things are back to normal.
So do I, Mr. Walker.
So you're not going away then?
No, we did think of it, but with Sharon going away, we decided against it. It's just the two of us now.
Oh, you're missing her, are you?
Well, you do, don't you?
Of course you do. How's she getting on? I mean, has she been in touch?
Yeah, she has 3 or 4 times. She's doing very well.
Oh.
And the people are very nice that she's with, I gather.
Which is more than can be said about the last lot.
I heard you were back. I take it you weren't going to give us a call before New Year.
Of course I was. Give us a chance. I'm in trouble.
There would have been if I hadn't come up for you. Here, your wages.
Listen, I'm not having another one, buddy. You have one, eh?
Hey, keep your money, lad. Just remember, be on that bin wagon tomorrow, all right?
Don't worry. See ya.
Hey, what? Did you clock that, did you? There's Yatesy getting a wage packet for all the flipping days he didn't work. Still, I suppose it'll come out of the rates.
And children, listen to a sleigh bells now. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright.
Which one's that?
Only me, Hilda.
Oh.
Am I too early?
No, you're all right. Sit yourself down. Oh, do you know? I'll no sooner get this table sided and it's time to set it again.
Yeah.
Now what's up? I thought you was on top of the world.
Well, I am in many respects. I mean, I've got Marion back, which is more than I deserve. But I'm £1,000 down. It's a very important £1,000 and all. Oh, I want certifying. Fancy letting myself get conned. Me, with my experience.
I'd sooner have you innocent.
Don't mind being innocent, Hilda. It's being flaming poor.
Yeah, well, took you all in, that Sid, old fella.
It's just what Marion said. She's a great girl. She is, you know, a great girl.
It'll sort itself out. You'll see. I'll get you dinner.
I'll get that money back for her. By hook or by crook.
So what are you doing for Christmas then? Is Phyllis coming to look after you?
Good heaven forbid.
Oh, get over. Season of goodwill, mate. Betty the Hatchet.
I know what I'd like to. No, probably you're right, though. Trouble is, we're both too fond of our Craig. I suppose I'd have been the same for being living with her.
There you go again. You see, buy her a bottle of scotch, take it round there and sign the armistice.
Hey, hey. Just because Christmas is coming up, doesn't mean I've got to go do lally, does it?
I was saying to Eddie earlier on, I found the whole episode totally romantic.
Well, it wasn't really, but it did have a happy ending, I hope.
I'm sure it did. You know, I well remember having a little contretemps with my Jack. It's many years ago, of course. I left home.
Oh, you did?
I did, I'm afraid. I was very foolish. I'm very thankful when it was all over, because, you see, if we had both let the situation develop, well, then it could have become something very serious. Fortunately, my Jack was blessed with more than his fair share of common sense, which is what's needed at a time like that. And I'm sure the same thing applies to you and Eddie.
Well, I'd like to think so. Did you say Eddie had been in?
Yes, about, half an hour ago. Were you expecting to wait for you?
Well, I was hoping to see him, yes.
And your wish has been granted.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I just thought we'd have fish and chips, take them back to Elsie's and have a cup of tea with them.
Are you going to buy me a drink?
Well, I wasn't going to, no. I've just got my wage packet. There's more important things to spend it on than booze, you know.
Oh, you're not on that again.
Yes, I am. So are you coming or aren't you? Which do you prefer, me or a bottle?
Depends. Bottle of what?
Come on, before I give you a good clogging.
Is it one fish between us, or can we have one each?
I told you.
That's a pretty one. You can have that one for your bedroom. Now then, what's this? Ah, it's a letter from your Granny Blanche. You remember your Granny Blanche, don't you?
Yes, she came to stay with us.
That's right, she did. A long time ago, though. Hey, kid, this is something like. She wants us to go and stay with her over Christmas at that country club where she works. You want to go?
Yeah.
Yes. Mummy wouldn't have to do any cooking then, would she?
No.
We'll have to see about that then. Unless, of course, you'd rather stay here and help me with the washing up.
No.
No, I didn't think you would. Here we are.
Thought you said you were giving up dinners.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Look, do you want Eddie to go and get some for you? I mean, it won't take him a minute.
Well, no, I've told you I'll just pick a bit.
I'm only here to keep out the way of Stanley and his little tricks.
Oh, I'm a lot worse than Stanley, me. Do you want any bread and butter?
Not for me, thanks.
Oh, well. Dig him! I thought you two were stopping at Rovers.
So did I. Eddie's joined the band of folk.
Now, don't get sharky.
He's not going TT, is he?
Look, you can both scoff. Drinking is a very expensive hobby, and it's one I can well do without.
And I don't want you miserable for the rest of your life.
I've given up smoking dozens of times. Never saved a penny, just wasted it on silly stuff. I take it he is trying to make back that £1,000.
Thinks he can do it in a week.
I'll show you two. Look. You drink 8 pints a day and 30 ciggies. That's nearly £1,000 in 6 months.
You don't drink 8 pints a day.
He doesn't smoke 30 cigarettes a day either.
I can do on a good day, or a bad day, whichever way you look at it.
£1,000 in 6 months?
Well, weigh it up. 30 fags a day, £1.50 a day, that's £10.50 a week. That's nearly 300 quid in 6 months.
Oh, I'm very sorry you told me that.
And boozing is twice as expensive.
Yeah, but you're exaggerating.
All right, so it'd take me 9 months or 10 months maybe.
£2,000 in a year on beer and fags. Shh. I'm very glad I was no good at arithmetic. Finding out facts like that, very depressing.
And he'll be very depressing if he gives them up.
Listen, if a certain young Judy can tramp the streets of Liverpool looking for a deadbeat, then the least that deadbeat can do is give up fags and booze for that certain young Judy. All the golden numbers, Stardust.
All the golden numbers, Slim.
Oh, you soppy apeths.
What do you reckon then?
I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
I don't want them clapping their hands. Will I get more work out of them?
Well, that's an unknown quantity, I'm afraid.
Well, everything's an unknown quantity with that lot. Look, their tongues are looser in front of you more than they are in front of me. All I want to know is, how keen are they on this party, eh? I mean, if I give them one, would I get more work out of them?
Well,
you know what it's like, don't you? Once those decorations go up, they think they're in a holiday camp. I don't want them giggling over a bottle of sherry till 12th night, do I? Once the Christmas holiday's over, I want them back in the old routine. So what do you think?
I think a party might well help.
Make your mind.
All right, then. Cost it for me, eh? What'd you say? Couple of quid a head, bit over for booze, but don't go mad.
That's not one of my characteristics.
Oh, and don't tell them. I may change my mind.
Oh, Rio. Come on.
Listen. Hey, I could do with her. She won't always laughing a flaming head off.
Yeah, but she's not got a lot to laugh about, has she?
Well, she got rid of 2 husbands. I'd shop if I could get rid of one.
Oh, you're sick, you are, Vera.
I am not sick. I speak my mind.
Oh, we all know what that means. She opens a gob and now it comes out.
Right, I'll show you a lot. A quid says a Christmas mistletoe.
Right, you're on.
Mr. Baldwin!
What?
Have you got a minute?
What do you want?
Well, this lot are trying to tell me they've put the streamer up straight, and I say it's crooked. Now, can I just have your honest opinion?
What do you mean, that one?
No, this one here, look, you can see from here. It's as crooked as a fiddler's elbow.
Yep, you're right, Vera. Absolutely right. It's definitely bent. If you wanted a kiss, why didn't you say so?
Give us the kiss.
What, and ruin me dinner?
Come on, play
All right, no, listen.
Where do you say that lad of yours has gone, Chalky? Melbourne, is it?
Sydney.
Oh, Sydney.
Have you heard from him yet?
Give him a chance. They've only just got there. Takes a week for a letter to come back from there, doesn't it?
That postcard I had from Glasgow took a week.
Well, there you are then.
So you've got your wandering lad back, have you?
Oh, yeah, I was just saying to Betsy, we'll be able to have a proper family Christmas again. Well, the three of us, like. I don't suppose our Trevor and his family will be coming up. They prefer to have Christmas on their own. Well, you do with children, don't you?
Yeah. Is your Billy coming over, do you know any?
I've not heard anything, Len. I don't really expect to. It is his busiest time, after all. He'll drop in one of these days, the way he always does.
It's a long time since he dropped in last.
She gets very upset at times, you know. Heaven knows how long it is since he wrote to her. I mean, you'd think he'd give her a phone call now and again, wouldn't you?
He will when he wants to. He's a bit of a wide boy, our Billy, you know.
Takes one to know one.
Oh, shut up, Foggy. Go back to sleep.
No, I know what you mean. He's always been a bit that way inclined, as Billy. Oh, she's had some very funny experiences with that lad.
No more than she's had with this one here.
I'm sure you're going to get more than all. I'm going to have a right good Christmas this year, otherwise my name's not Fred G.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Well, I haven't worked it out yet, Betty, but you might figure in my plans.
Oh, heaven save us.
Tell you what, I wouldn't mind that invitation that young Albert got there, the one he turned down, you know.
What was that then?
Well, Deirdre's mum, she's written and invited him for the holidays, you know.
And he's turned her down?
Aye, he came in with me, chunnering as usual.
No one's getting me to any country club.
Country club, he wouldn't see me for dust. Just my mark, that.
Oh, he's a miserable old devil. You'd think he'd go just to please the rest of them.
No, that's not Albert's philosophy, Hilda. He's not like you and me, you know, our Albert. Is that right, Albert?
Eh?
The country club. You're not going, are you?
Am I acres like?
He's a stupid, stubborn old man, and I'm fed up to the back teeth with him.
You don't have to tell me that. You're the one who's always defending him, telling me he's an 86-year-old man.
I wanted to go,
I
Ken.
know you wanted to go, love. We all wanted to go, didn't we? You wanted to go, didn't you, Tracy? Look, love, you said it 100 times. He's an old man. We can't expect him to do everything we want to do, can we? I mean, you wouldn't really leave him on his own now, would you? I know what he said. You go, the lot of you. I'll be all right on my own.
But first time I've looked after myself. No, I couldn't leave him, and he knows it.
Their jailers are very old and they're very young. They bind you with cords of helplessness. Oh. How's that for imagery?
Great. Don't cook my Christmas dinner, though, does it?
Come on, then. Let's have those lights out. Every penny counts.
Good night, Mr. Foley. Good night. Good night. Good night, love. Good night. Right.
Right, get them lights on. Wait a minute, Vera. Give him a chance to get away, for heaven's sake. Ida, make sure that car's gone.
Car's moving on.
Right, it's gone.
Right, get them hey, lasses, get the bags out. Maureen, go get young Ian out at loading bay. You can get these cats on van, kid.
Are we making a few more tonight?
Well, I'm all right for an hour or two.
Yeah, might as well, kid. I mean, pile them up, lasses. It'll take as many as we can manage up to Christmas.
Right, girls. Shoulders to the wheel, noses to the grindstone, and let's hope there's some money coming.
Oh, we got a good price, didn't we, Ida?
Oh, aye, Sammy's fair with us.
Yeah.
What are the Gordon Bennetts, this lot?
And what you doing here?
Well, I went to Packington and then I thought, let's go back on up here. What are you lot doing up here, any road?
Oh, we're making a few handbags.
A few?
Oh, come off it, Mrs. Lillywhite. We've been making them for donkey's years at Christmas. I mean, look, they're only half-cuts when all's said and done.
Hey, we knocked a few up for us friends and relatives. I mean, how many friends have you got all of a sudden?
Well, the mount up, Ivy.
Hey, are these ones for market?
Oh, trust you. Look, all right, our kid, we're selling one or two. You know that Pakistani lad, Sammy? Well, he's getting rid of them for us. Look, it's something to know.
Is it? Well, it's something that I want no to do with, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know nothing about it. In fact, I've never even been up here, savvy? But I'll tell you one thing for nothing. Mike Baldwin gets to know about this lot. It won't be handbags you'll be son, it'll be flipping mailbags.
Well, she's not stopping me.
No.
Get him in van.
Hey, it's
new van lad down there.
Down where?
Well, down the flaming plug hole, where do you think?
Hey, madam, less of that.
Well, we set him to keep his eye open for Baldwin, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a fresh order since yesterday.
I rung her last night, Sammy. More handbags needed.
Yeah, got rid of a dozen, ordered another. Hey, so if you want to share at Divvy, you better get cracking.
Oh, had I then?
Aye, I've left one ready for making up at end of your machine. We've been here since 8, you know.
Yeah. Oh, hey, oh.
You dicey with death, you lot, you know that, don't you?
Well, we're not doing what you haven't done before.
Listen, Vera, all I'm saying is don't push your luck. Come on, I know in my time I've been as fly as the rest of you, but there has to be a limit.
Listen, the eagle has landed.
Oh, Baldwin's here, lasses.
Give me strength.
Morning, ladies.
Morning, Miss Baldwin.
I don't believe it. I don't credit what my eyes are seeing. 25 to 9 and they're going full belt.
Yeah, well, it's not all that unusual.
I know, but every man jack of them.
Mighty sharp.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You keep this up, you'll have the Chinese worried to death.
Must be that ginseng I put in tea machine.
I'll tell you another thing. You keep production going like this, from now till Christmas, and there'll be a few extra bob in it for you. I may even give those Skyovers a bonus. You know, that's the best sight of the year, that.
Yes, love, I know you wanted to go to Granny Blanche's over Christmas and be made a fuss of. So did I come to that. And you never know. If you wish hard enough, maybe you will. And maybe Mummy can do something besides wishing. Maybe I can have a word with your Auntie Emily, eh?
Now listen, if it's about me, don't bother. I've already told you, I can look after myself.
Yeah, well, quite honestly, I think Emily's going to need some persuading.
Yes, I reckon I'm going to need some persuading and all. Is my fire burnt up?
Oh, it should be. I lit it first thing.
Right. Oh, if you must go to Warwickshire, or wherever that country club is, you'll go. I've at my age, if I've learned nothing else, I've learned how to fend for myself.
Do we leave him?
Not really.
Well, should I have a word with Emily then?
I mean, Emily had a nightmare with him last time, didn't she? When he put himself in quarantine. And why was that, eh? You had the chicken part, yeah.
Well, maybe I'll invite her in for coffee, you know, drop a few hints. Can't do any harm. Anyway, you got your school bag, love?
Yes, it's
In the hall. Come on, then. Off we go.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
Bye.
Oh, flaming bills. Always want paying before Christmas when you're just that bit short.
Tell us some news, not history.
What do you mean? What do you know about paying bills? Never paid a bill in your life.
I don't know about paying them. I know about collecting them.
Oh, that's what you do with bills, is it? Collect them? Yeah, like stamps or flipping butterflies.
Not collecting them. When people have got to sell out, you know.
Well, if you're talking about your window money, there'll not be much shelling out unless you're expecting folk to come round the door with it.
No good going around there today. Every house will be the same reply. Will you call after Christmas?
Yeah, well, gas board keeps sending bills out, Christmas or not.
No, the gas board's got it cracked.
Well, of course they got it cracked. They can come round and cut you off. And that might very well happen to us, Stanley, if we don't settle this in the next 7 days.
Look, how much are you short?
Well, 10 quid all but a shilling or two. You see, what makes it worse, I've not had an out off Eddie since he got back.
Well, he's not strapped. He's been paid for the whole time he was off.
Well, he's not tipped up here.
Well, he's been made to tip off.
Oh, I don't like asking him. Seems like, well, what you might call insensitive. I mean, when he's trying so hard to save his brass and make good that money that Siddall bloke diddled out of him.
Yeah, well, saving's all right. No cigarettes, no smoking, no drinking. But he's filling his belly, isn't he? And you're washing his shirts and ironing them for him.
Well, I reckon it's just slipped his mind.
But when they start to get tight, when they start to hoard their money, when they start to get like misers, that's when it gets a grip.
I can't believe he'd do it deliberate.
Bills have got to be paid. He must be tackled.
Believe me, Deirdre, I do understand. I mean, I know Mr. Tatlock of old. He really can be, well, to say the least, difficult.
Mind you, his heart's in the right place, though.
Well,
obviously the idea of spending Christmas at a fairly posh country club isn't exactly his cup of tea.
I must say that's putting it a bit mildly. The idea of Albert among the whiners and diners does rather boggle the mind, so to speak.
Yeah, not that my mum couldn't cope or wouldn't have him. I mean, he has been invited.
Not been before, I take it, then.
No, of course not.
Just that if he had, I can't see Blanche being all that eager to repeat the experience.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, depends on your disposition, I suppose.
Yes, I dare say. Anyway, whether my mum could cope or not doesn't really come into it because he's flatly refused to go in any event.
Nothing if not predictable.
Oh, yes, who's predictable?
Mr. Tatlock.
Oh, I see. You get off to your posh country club, I'll take care of myself. It's that saga, isn't
What's
it?
the matter? Do you think it was some comments about you? Oh, here he is, the man of routine, back for his coffee, bang on the button.
The word predictable does tend to encourage a mild form of paranoia. Terrible rat race of social services, and that's the critical word if someone wants to get at you. Predictable. In other words, no new ideas, going stale, inflexible.
Sorry I spoke.
Say the wrong thing these days, you do tend to get a lecture.
Sounds as though you both need a break.
From each other.
No, not at all. From routine, perhaps?
Here, here.
Jingle bells, jingle jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to make a fast over the day. Oh, there we go, girls. Let's go.
Yes? Hey, Control. I've got a packet for you.
Sammy cough up, did it? Dibby time, is there?
Hey, but listen, don't you think we should have a meet first? No, I mean, this isn't really a safe house, is it?
Oh, shall we go to the pub?
Oh, no, we don't want folk in pub clocking us, no.
What do you think, Elsie?
I think Vera's right. One gas bag in there and Mike Baldwin gets to know.
I know, but what about Ivy?
Oh, sugar Ivy. Listen, get it dibbed up while Baldwin's out at road. Come on, Tiger, stop playing silly
got it.
beggars.
There you go.
Got the readies, let's be seeing them.
48 quid.
That's great. 6 cent Paul, that's 8 quid apiece.
No, hang on. No, I didn't do much this morning, so I'll just take a five.
No, listen, forget it. We're a
Listen,
team, aren't we?
hey, he sent a message and all, that Pakistani fella. Said he could do with another dozen.
What, at the same price?
Another dozen, another 60. But he'll definitely need him tonight.
Well, they must be selling well, Kate.
Well, so they ought at that price.
I know, but the question is, can we do another dozen
Yeah.
that
Of
quick?
course we can work through us dinner hour.
Great, isn't it?
It's a private meeting, can anybody join?
If you must know, Ivy, we've had another order for handbags.
We thought we'd do something as dinner hour, like.
Yeah.
Blimey, Emma. Oh, come on now, fair dues. It's all right being onto a good thing, but you're flogging it to death. Crikey, flaming Japanese couldn't manufacture these faster than you lot are.
Well, we've had a bit of luck. We've found an outlet.
An outlet?
Well, we're not doing any more after this.
Anyway, listen, it gets to groove. We'll give these machines some ammo, you know, this
You
morning.
worry too much, Ivy. When I was in your job, I used to turn a blind eye to this lot.
Because it was never done on this scale, Elsie.
All right, we've done 30 as opposed to a dozen. It's still the same principle, isn't it?
We're not above cutting you in for a pound or two.
No,
Oh,
no, we're
come
not.
on now,
Come on,
kid.
Ivy.
Look, we owned up, didn't we? We didn't try and bamboozle
No,
it,
we
did we?
didn't. No.
All right. Whistle's gone. What you doing your next hour's your own business. But I'm telling you, if there's any more of this after today, I'll have to put a stop to it.
Get your money.
Come on.
Get your money.
Anybody else?
Yeah, come on in. Just in time. Tea's brewed not a minute since.
Oh, well, I'm not one to intrude.
You're not intruding, Mrs. Ogden. I'm just waiting for Eddie.
Yeah, well, it was Eddie I wanted, actually.
Well, he's just gone to the chip shop. He'll be back in a minute.
Ah, well, when he didn't come in for his bagging, I thought pound to a penny he'd be dining with you. So, if you wouldn't mind asking him to pop in when
Well,
you're done.
sit down. Wait from here.
I'd prefer to see him private, like.
Oh.
It's about his lodging money, you see. Now, I'll say no more than that normally he pays up on the dot.
Look, Mrs. Ogden, don't run off. Sit down. Have a fag. Now, if he hasn't paid for his lodgings, he wants telling.
Yeah, well, it's like I said to Stan, you see. It could be that with one thing and another, he's just forgot.
I wouldn't bet on it, love. He's not been near the Rovers, you know, this week. He's catching fags and he won't buy 'em. Like this afternoon, I bought a dress. He starts churring on about 22 quid down the Swanee. I pointed out to him that it had been reduced from 30 quid, so anyway, I'd saved 8. The saving of 8, Marion, in such a case is just theoretical.
Oh, Hilda, what are you doing here?
Mrs. Ogden would like a word with you, love.
Yeah, well, it was just that I was wondering if perhaps you'd forgot our usual arrangements as per reimbursement.
It seems you've left Mrs. Ogden a bit short this week, Eddie.
I wouldn't come pestering on it. I do need it this afternoon. I reckoned it had just slipped your mind.
Not really, no.
You are?
You can't expect board and lodging for naught, love.
Now, hold your horses. I'll pay me whack, don't worry. It's just that, well, you see, I've always paid in advance, haven't I? Before I knew what I was getting in terms of eatables and personal loans and that.
Well, laddie, if you think you can get better digs elsewhere, you go to hotels, see what they'll charge you.
No, look, Hilda, the thing is that, well, some weeks it's like the Ritz, hot pot and tater ash, and other weeks it's, there's the tin opener, get on with it.
Oh, and I think how I've kept a bed for you and kept food in the oven what's gone to waste, and I sat there worrying myself sick when you went wandering off.
Here.
Yes, well, any time you feel you're not getting what's right and proper, you've only to sing out. There could be a deduction.
Oh, I'm being a right birk, aren't I? I just won't be happy till I've salvaged something from their wreck.
I know, Eddie.
I'll tell you what, old Tam. You're on your Todd at Christmas and I'm on my Todd. Why don't we get together and pull a cracker or two, eh?
I don't roll with crackers.
Hey, I'm not talking about them with mottos in. Crackers I want to pull, they call them Bet and Elsie.
Oh.
Is Ken Barlow in?
He's over there, love, hiding behind his paper.
Hi.
Hello. I just called for Deirdre.
Oh, she said something about going shopping downtown. Can I get you anything?
Oh, no, that's all right. I'm due at the factory.
So, what's the problem?
Oh, it's not so much my problem as yours. Your perennial problem, so to speak, Mr. Tatlock. Couldn't help thinking about this wonderful invitation you've had for Christmas and what a shame it is you may have to miss it.
Oh, yes, the country club. High jinks with the gin and tonic brigade.
I mean, I could see how disappointed you both were and how much you need the holiday.
Well, granted, we need a holiday.
Anyway,
but,
the long and short of it is that in the circumstances, I'm quite prepared to suffer, well, that is to say, to look after Mr. Tatlock while you're away.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, what a traipse. Buses are crowded, shops are a battlefield. I couldn't get anything I wanted. How's your day been so far?
Fraught, to say the least. Keep fit class in full swing over at the centre. 34 overweight ladies doing squat jumps and feet strides. Vibrates the whole building.
Have you eaten?
I had a pie at the Rovers.
And Clalbert in?
Yeah, I think he was in the snug with Mr. Whiteley.
Oh, was he? Seemed quite pally, those two.
Well, they were sitting in the snug, bitching about this and that. I suppose you could call that friendship.
Ken the cynic today, is it?
Does that sound cynical? Yeah, I suppose I did.
Well, maybe cynical's a bit unfair, but certainly sour. I was just thinking, actually. I mean, if they are pally, Mr. Whiteley and Uncle Albert, maybe we could arrange something over Christmas.
I see.
What do you see?
That Chalky, or whatever his nickname is, has suddenly become a factor.
A what?
A factor, a piece in the jigsaw puzzle of what to do with Uncle Albert over Christmas while we enjoy ourselves at the country club.
Are you saying you don't want to go?
It's not a question of wanting to go, love. We can't go. It's impossible. So all these schemes and suppositions, there's no point in them.
Ken, I don't want to sound selfish, but if Uncle Albert's digging his heels in, I don't see why we should have to
It's not
sacrifice...
just a question of Uncle Albert. To be absolutely straight, that problem is solved.
Since when?
Since just now on the Rovers. Emily came in and did her Cinderella can go to the ball routine.
What, you mean she's offered to have him?
Yeah, she's done the noble thing and volunteered.
Oh, well, that's great.
That's exactly what I thought when she first said it, but, well, since then, well, I mean...
You mean what? Come on, we've had the good news, we may as well have the bad.
Well, I mean, I've got this dance thing, haven't I? It's my baby, my crazy idea. Ticket sales are pathetic. I can't just shoot off and leave somebody else to pick up all the pieces, can I? Kettle's boiling.
That's not the only thing that's boiling.
Look, if I can get somebody to take over, okay.
Now, where did I put them gloves?
Do you know something? I reckon Stan owes me 30 quid.
30 what?
30 quid, what he's had in dribs and drabs over the weeks, you know.
Oh, look, Eddie, do us a favour. Christmas is coming up and I want to enjoy it. Don't want you sat here playing Scrooge.
I'm not playing Scrooge, I'm just stating the fact, that's all.
Well, where do you think Stan's going to find 30 quid?
I didn't say I was going to ask him for it, did I? Just makes you think. Do you know, I've been a right comedian over the green and crinkly, mate.
Well, you're blaming Stan. You're saying he's a twister and all.
Hilda, I'm not saying he's a twister. All I'm saying is you've got to watch the pennies, that's all.
Well, I know that. Huh. Who knows it better than me? But there's happy medium, isn't there? You're just going at it bald-headed. Sat there totting up your debts like some flipping tally man. Next thing you'll be wearing a pot hat and carrying a money bag.
You're not suggesting I knock this savings lark on the head, are you?
I'm just saying you want to go a bit easy, that's all. Take your clogs off, in a manner of speaking.
Duchess?
Look, I've got to dash now, Eddie. Mrs. Lowther's expecting me.
I'm not kidding you. He's driving us round the flipping bend.
It's a bobby's job, innit? Hey, beats driving a bin wagon. Can't think of how cushy. Unless it's driving Jack Duckworth to drink.
What are you on about driving a bin wagon? Come drive a bin wagon round our backyard.
Give over. I used to drive tanks, me, didn't I? Get me advance certificate tomorrow.
Advance certificate? Go chew your flaming dish rag.
Mr. Austin, I've been meaning to ask you, whatever happened to Eddie Yates? I haven't seen him here for days.
I'm just saying, he's got a bit shy.
Shy?
Of chucking his brass about.
Oh, I see, yes, I just wondered.
You'll have to start selling your furs, Annie, if people like Eddie sign the pledge.
If you're worried about my financial state, Mr. Fairclough, let me assure you immediately that whether Eddie Yates throws his brass about or signs the pledge, as you put it, makes not the slightest difference to me. I really will have to go and lie down, love. I'm sorry, but I can feel one of my heads coming on.
Now, hey, behave yourself. You'll have your spanking, so shut up. Any news of that bloke Siddle since he scarpered?
Not a big word.
And when he is copped, you can bet your life he'll be skinned.
How's Elsa taking it?
I think the word is philosophically.
She's had plenty of practice.
Hello. Is Mrs. Walker about?
Oh, no, sorry, lovey. She's had to go and lie down. Anything I can do for you?
Well, what I was after, actually, was permission to stick one of these posters out. And I wondered if I left some tickets, maybe get rid of a few.
We'll do our best.
And in addition to that, I would welcome a little bit of professional guidance, because believe me, the way these tickets are going, this dance is not going to be the Chelsea Arts Ball.
And listen, Lightling, you look sharp with this lot. Oh, it's good. Oh, and another thing, when you see Sammy, tell him it's cash on delivery. I want none of that silly sailor return nonsense.
Will call.
Oh, don't come back flashing brass. Me and Rover's off to work about 6. But share out. Where you going?
I'm famished. I've had no snapping. I want some fags anyhow.
Well, don't you be hanging about.
Oh, you're still here?
Not my shop day, is it?
Oh, I thought you might have gone to get Tracy.
No, another half hour yet.
Anyway, popping into the Rovers was quite productive, as it turned out.
Good.
Yes, I canvassed the experts, so to speak. And they came up with this idea of an open mic. You know, a sort of do-it-yourself cabaret, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do know what an open mic is, actually.
All right, so it's just a question of rejigging the posters. Get all the local Elvis Presleys and Shirley Basseys and hopefully a Gracie Fields or two.
Right. Well, if it's all organised, another fabulous night at the centre sort of touch, you shouldn't have any trouble finding somebody to stand in for you.
No, there's still quite a bit to do.
Yes, but you don't actually have to be there on the night doing the introductions or anything.
Well, no.
Well, you're going to get a replacement.
I don't know.
There's something bugging you about this invite, isn't there?
Is there?
Yes, there is. Very definitely. And shall I tell you what I think it is? I think it's the idea of a country club that's getting up your nose.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, is it? Ridiculous. Well, are we going?
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. Will you stop treating me like a flaming infant? Emily's looking after Uncle Albert. The dance can look after itself, so what's stopping us?
Look, Blanche has sent us an invitation. OK, so what? I mean, don't we have any ideas of our own about how to spend Christmas? Because quite frankly, I feel I'm being manipulated. Just so happens I feel Christmas should be spent at home with the family.
Your family, Ken? I don't suppose it's occurred to you that Blanche is my family.
place to park, eh? Andy's left the flaming keys in it.
Keep your head on, Michael.
What the... Oi! Sunshine! Over here a minute. One handbag, 2, 3, 4, and I know where there are a dozen more of those handbags, denim handbags, and I don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to tell you where they come from, do I?
They didn't come from here. Look at stitching. It's sloppy. It's dead sloppy.
Yeah, it must have been done in the dark, if you ask me.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. It's my denim, my thread and my zips that you lot of tea leaves.
Well, it were only stuff that had been chucked.
Oh, yeah, and will we chuck these in, eh? Will we chuck these zips in the bin? Are we in the habit of throwing away usable zips?
I'll tell you, chucked them. You did, because you got them cheap and they didn't suit the jeans.
Never you mind. They're my machines and my time that I'm paying top rate for. And what do you think these machines run on? Air?
Mr. Baldwin, I can tell you now, they've never pinched any time. I saw to that.
Oh. Oh, so you're in on this, are you? My hard-driving supervisor has sanctioned this little racket, has she?
Well, no, not exactly sanctioned.
Oh, well, then perhaps you can tell me where this little lot is going to, can you?
Yes, to the market, to a fella called Sammy.
Hey, you'll still let him have them. You know, now we've made him. I mean, it's no skin off yours.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll deliver them personally.
Oh, you don't have to do that, Mr. Baldwin. Ian can take them.
Well, as my subtle sarcasm is cutting no ice, I'll give it to you straight. Ian, for your information, is on his bike back to the job centre.
He can't do that. We leaned on him. He gave him no option.
I caught that little swine coming out the Rovers with a pile of these in the van. And I'll tell you what, I want to see your burner tomorrow.
Well, our Bernard's poorly.
Look, Mr. Baldwin, I know, well, this is out of order, isn't it? But, I mean, it's not that unusual. OK, what with this Sammy flogging them like hotcakes, it's got a bit out of hand. But I think making that van lad a scapegoat's going too far, quite honestly.
Yeah, we all
Oh, you do you?
Yes.
Well, all right. All right, if the lad's not to blame. I mean, if you moonlighting lot have leaned on him, then in that case he's reinstated.
Oh, I think you're being very fair.
But having said that, heads have got to roll, haven't they? This is a second offence. Now, if I sack one of you lot, I've got to sack you all, which I can't do for obvious reasons, so that leaves only one candidate. I'm sorry, but I've no option, Ivy. Now, you can put your coat on now or wait till finishing time. Morning.
You're up early, aren't you? What's up with you? Frightened of missing something?
That's right. I have to have eyes in the back of my head with you lot, don't I? What's it to be today, then, eh? Doll's clothes, pig bags?
Look.
What?
About Ivy.
What about her?
Well, don't you think you were a bit rough on her, giving her the push like that?
No, I don't. And if I was you, I'd be thanking my lucky stars I wasn't down there with her. And your mates.
Are they training you for jungle warfare or something?
Hey?
I thought you were Deli Mail Forest on wheels.
This week's special offer. Now, you look like a lady that could do with her life brightening up a bit.
Oh, you're right there, love. But if you think that a Christmas tree is the answer to a maiden's prayer, you've got a heck of a lot to learn.
Hey, no special price for friends, you know.
Well, I'm sure you do. But you see, I've got a little artificial one. I've had it ever since our Linda was a kid.
God, it's not same though, is it? Not like a real one.
No, it's not. And you don't get pine needles all over the carpet either. Here, here's the fella you ought to ask. He's full of Christmas spirit, he is.
Ah, just the lad I'm looking for.
Me?
Yeah, well, we happen to have got a couple of Christmas trees, you know.
You know, sort of surplus to requirements, like.
Going cheap.
Oh, that cheap.
I mean, a couple of these would look a treat in your place. Yeah. Let the girls know you're thinking of them, you know.
Tell you what, have you got one 10 feet tall, then I could really let them know what I think of them.
10 feet tall?
Yeah, I'd string them up from it.
£3.65, love.
Well, does that bring us up to date?
It's till Saturday.
Well, I may give us some of them little cake cases. I might as well blow up dust off my recipe book.
It's all right for some, isn't it? Shopping hours, time to do your Christmas cooking.
Oh, I've got that all right, haven't I? I bought time it won't me.
You have?
Haven't you heard?
Heard what?
I've got push, haven't I?
You've never. What on earth for?
For that flipping handbag fiddle. I won't lass as the heads a roll. I just never reckoned on it being mine.
Oh, come
can't believe that. I mean, what's a couple of handbags to Mike Baldwin?
Yes, but it wasn't just a couple, was it? I mean, they had to go and get greedy. They even found a fella to flog 'em at market for him.
Oh, then the balloon went up.
You can say that again. And I got full blast, didn't I? I wouldn't mind, but I won't only one I got no to do with it.
We'll be in for dinner.
Doubt it. I got a feeling my feet aren't going to touch the ground
Oh,
today.
I see. So I've got to make an appointment at the centre if I want to speak to you, have I?
Oh, come on. You know how I'm fixed.
And you know how I'm fixed. I've got to ring my mother today, haven't I? Let her know what we're doing over Christmas.
I thought we decided that last night.
You decided.
But I just can't walk out on everything, can I?
Nobody's asking you to. We could go the day after the dance, couldn't we?
I don't want to go the day after the dance. I want to have a quiet Christmas here with you and Tracy. Now, what's so unreasonable about that?
Oh, nout. Nout at all. From your point of view. I mean, you don't have to do all the cooking and the clearing up and the washing up, do you?
Well, it's never bothered you before.
I've never had chance to do out about it before.
No, I just don't want to go, all right?
Yes, that's fine. And it doesn't matter what me and Tracy want, eh? Just as long as you've got somebody to do your fetching and carrying for you, that's all that matters, isn't
now,
it?
come on.
Oh, forget it, Ken. I'll see you later.
Anybody home? Oh, shoot. What are you doing home this time of day?
Well, we had a little job with the wagon before we got shut of it, you know.
What the hell is it up there?
What's it look like?
Christmas trees.
Got it in one, Stanley.
Come on, mate, you'll have it dark.
Where are you going with them?
Well, we're just sticking them out the back till we get shut of them.
Look at that flipping mess. What are you going through there for?
Because it's quicker this way. Can't get wagon round Gindle, can we?
Carrying 4 trees ain't going to kill you, is it?
Yeah, well, if it was just 4 trees, Stan, I'd agree with you.
Hey?
We've got another 17 on wagon.
17?
Come on, mate, my flaming arms are dropping off here.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh. Was the letter with it?
No, she never was much of a one for writing letters, wasn't Sharon?
You know, when you come to think about it, they are very adaptable, aren't they?
Who are?
Well, young people. I mean, there she was, happy as Larry with you, and next minute she's off to Sheffield. New friends, new jobs, new home.
Yeah.
Oh, I often wonder whether I'd have been able to cope.
In Sheffield?
No. No, with being a mother. I mean, it can't be easy.
I can think of something a damn sight harder.
What's that?
Not being a mother.
Oh, yes, Ken?
No, I don't want anything, actually.
Oh, you can come again, you can. You're just the sort of customer we need.
No, I've come to see you, as a matter of fact.
Seeing
Yeah,
me.
well, I want to ask you a bit of a favour.
All right, kid, you've got a better job than me, you have. I don't get time to go around chatting the birds up. Give us 20 tips, please.
You were saying?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get a bit of a cabaret together for this dance.
Yes, I had heard something, yeah.
I heard it was going to be an open mic do, like free and easy.
Yeah, well, that is the idea, yes, but I don't want to run the risk of nobody taking up the offer.
No danger, kid.
Well, that's as may be. So I was wondering if you could give us a couple of numbers.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, go on, Rita. You'll enjoy it.
Of course you would. The more the merrier.
No, I don't think so. Well, thanks for asking anyway, but by the time I put that sign up on that door next Wednesday night, I'll be dead on my feet.
Okay. Well, if you do change your mind.
Yeah.
Cheer up, mate. It could be worse.
Pardon?
I could have been working, couldn't I?
You?
Caruso or the cabbies, me.
I didn't know you could sing, Mr. Duckworth.
Ah, well, you've never been down to Weatherfield Legion on a stag night, have you, kid?
There's a point.
Well, thanks all the same, but it's not quite what we're looking
Hey,
for.
look, there'll be none of that stag stuff, honest. I mean, all good, clean stuff. Look, you want the night to go with a swing, don't you? Say no more. Because if you want somebody to get 'em going, Jack's the lad.
Why us, Bert? I mean, what we done to deserve this? You with your accident and me getting me marching orders.
Search me, love.
Christmas when you got push and all, wasn't it?
Yeah, don't remind me, eh?
Look how long it took you to get fixed up and all.
Look, there's no point in you getting in a state over it, is there? Not till you know what's happening. Just hang on, they'll be here in a minute.
Unless they're trying to avoid me.
Don't be so daft to your mates, aren't
Well, they didn't have so much to say for themselves last night, did they?
You'd have found the best, Fred, will you?
Hello.
Inside of my throat's like a factory chimney. Hey, Bet, give me a minute.
For you, Chuck, anytime.
Do you know, I'm in a position to do you a favour.
Favour? Give over, will you? I've been trying to do her a favour for years. You've no chance.
If you want to do us all a favour, Fred, why don't you get your gobs stitched up?
She loves me deep down.
Yeah, the deeper the better.
Listen, I've got a nice little Chrissy tree just lined up specially for you. So don't go spending a lot of brass on one, will you?
For me?
Aye. Only a little and look smashing in your place.
Ask him how much.
You're a cynical swine, G. How much?
Give us a quid and we'll call it straight.
Done.
He probably will be.
I'll beat it round later on, eh?
Oh, ta.
Okay.
Ta very much, sure.
Are they? Oh, I thought you were never going to show up. Well, come on then, how have you gone on? With Baldwin, have I got my job back?
Well, not exactly, not yet, no.
Well, what did he say? You have seen him, haven't you? Read him flipping riot act.
Well, to tell you the truth...
No, well, we haven't had a chance, not yet, have we?
You've not had a chance?
No, love, eh?
No, Bert. No. I've put my life on line for this lot. Least I've expect you to back me up when I need you.
Oh, we will, Addy. We're with you all the way.
Oh, are you? Well, you've got a very funny way of showing it.
Look, we've got to pick a time, kid, haven't we?
Yes, she's right, you know.
And meanwhile, I have to sit twiddling my thumbs then. Well, thanks very much.
Hang on a minute, love. Just give him a chance, will you?
Give him a chance? What chance have I had? Had naught to do with that flipping handbag fiddle. I mean, I even covered for you lot. And now you're happy to sit back and let me carry can for you. Well, a fine lot of friends you've turned out to be.
We will help you, Ivy, but not now. Now's not the time the mood is in. We'll all be down the road.
Yeah, she's right, kid.
She's right, kid. She's right, kid. You're like a flaming parrot, you are. Well, just think on, will you? While you're waiting for the right time, I'm out of a job. And I know what I've got to thank for that lot, don't I? Now, come on, Bert.
She does have a point, you know. Excuse me.
You reckon you're going to make a profit on that?
Of course we're going to make a profit.
Well, most folks have got trees by now.
Yeah, but these are cheap, Stanley.
Well, I wouldn't have one.
Well, it's just as well, because you weren't getting one.
What the hell's that?
How the heck should I know?
All right, I'm coming. Hang on.
Oh, about time and all.
What are you trying to do, knock the door down?
Well, I went without my key, didn't I?
What's wrong with that?
Now, if I could only get to it. What the flipping heck's going on out there? Are you starting a monkey jungle or something? Because if you are, I can think of a couple of prime specimens to start you off with.
Well, it's nothing to do with me.
Oh, no, it never is it?
Honest.
It's just a few Christmas trees, Hilda.
Oh, I know what they are. I just want to know what they're doing in my yard.
They won't be there long.
No, you're quite right, they won't. Because you're going to shift them double quick.
I can't do that, Hilda. I'll be letting down the lads.
What lads?
Well, the rest of the lads on the round. You see, the thing is, every year, like, we get these Christmas trees to distribute among the old people, you know.
The old people?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, that's different, I suppose. Just a couple of days, you said?
Yeah, at the most.
Right, we'll make sure it's no longer.
Sa, Mrs. O, you're a princess. Has anybody ever told you that before?
Yeah, you when you want summit.
Thank you. Thanks. Oh, hello, Victor.
Mavis?
What can I do for you?
Now, that depends, doesn't it?
Oh, depends on what.
On whether that's a general invitation or merely confined to this moment in time.
Oh, you know what you mean.
As a matter of fact, I just popped in to let you know I'm going to be free tomorrow evening after all.
Oh, good.
So if you'd still like to go and join the revelry in the community centre. Mind you, it's not exactly my cup of tea.
Well, mine neither, really.
Well, I suppose we could always do something else.
Yes, well, I suppose we could, but, well, I sort of feel obliged to go because it's for charity and I know the tickets haven't been going very well. And, well, I sort of promised.
Well, that's it then. That's settled.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, excuse me for interrupting. Oh, it's all right. We were just talking about the dance tomorrow night. Oh, I see.
Are you going?
I don't think so. I thought you bought a ticket. I have.
Well, why waste it?
I don't mind, really. The money's going to a good cause. Look, is it because you don't want to go on your own? Well, I suppose if I did have someone to go with, it might be different. Well, why don't you come with me and Victor? I mean, you don't mind, do you, Victor?
No, of course not.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, come on. Change will do you good. Well, if you're sure I wouldn't be intruding. Oh, intruding. Oh, all right, then. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yo, Weatherfield's answer to singing dogs.
You used to say I had a voice like brushed velvet.
Yeah, well, that's going back a bit and all. It's more like a flush toilet now. Hey, but think on, keep it clean. We don't want place raided as soon as you get on your feet.
Hey, we could do something, you and me. Do something together. It's not a bad idea, is that? We'd knock 'em flat, kid.
Oh, aye. We'll just get Get one thing straight, Jack Duckworth. I'm going to be the star of that show. And if you do up to show me up, you'll be knocked flat, I promise.
I hardly think that's quite what Kenneth meant.
I don't know, Mrs. Walker. I think they got the makings of a good double act, those two.
They don't look much like Nelson Eddy and Jeanette MacDonald to me.
Well, I was thinking more of Tom and Jerry, actually.
I don't suppose you've seen Eddie, have you? Not, but there's nobody in.
Oh, he'd be out delivering them.
Delivering?
Yeah, Christmas trees. Backyard's full of them.
He'll be lucky.
Hey?
Well, most people have got them by now, haven't they? He'd never sell that lot.
Oh, no, he's not selling them, Mr. Baldwin. No, they're for the old folk.
Did you hear that, Lynch? For the old folk. Is that why you cop for one on the cheap?
Shut your face, Jim.
Hilda, I'm telling you. He tried to sell me 2 for the factory only this morning.
Old folk, me foot. It's Yatesy up to his tricks again, innit?
Where did he get them from, Mrs. Ogden? Did he say?
No. No, he didn't.
He doesn't have to, does he? He's gone on for where he gets all his stuff off the back of a lorry. Or in this case, a dust cart.
So there you are.
Hello, love.
I've been looking for you all dinner.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get shut of this lot. What do you reckon to that one for the community centre?
Never mind the community centre. What game are you on, Eddie?
What do you mean, what game?
Mrs. Ogden seems to have got the idea those trees were for the old folk.
Yeah, but that's not what Mike Baldwin thinks, is it? No bet, Lynch. So come on, what are you up to? Couple of dozen trees short in the park now, are they?
No, they're not. These are on the level, these. Well, nearly. They're just surplus to requirements, that's all.
Whose requirements?
Look, every year we go to this place to pick up a load of Christmas trees for the old folks. Now, if there's any left over, well, that's a perk for the lads. Only there's not supposed to be any left over. Not officially, like. That's why we can't take them back to the depot.
And these are what you've got left?
That's right. Are you happy now? I don't know. Give a dog a bad name.
I'm sorry, Eddie. But it does seem a strange thing to suddenly get landed with.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, if they are going begging, nobody's going to miss this one, are they? I mean, it is a bit on the small side, isn't it? And it's starting to drop already.
Oh, go on.
How very much. I'll go and find somewhere to put it in.
That was nice.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm a nice sort of fella. Why else would I be doing this for charity?
I thought you were selling them.
Selling them? The amount I'm going to get from my share won't even buy me a pint.
Here, Fred pays. Nip down to the cellar and get us another crate of tonics, will you?
Well, what happened last lot?
You're not going to believe this, Chuck, but we've actually sold them to customers on account that they asked for them. Isn't it wonderful?
Didn't last long, did they?
Well, it is Christmas week, Chuck. Not that you'll have noticed. Everybody's on shorts. Come on, chop chop. Mustn't keep the customers waiting.
Come this morning.
So glad they've arrived safely.
Aye.
What do they reckon to it?
Oh, give them chance, don't them? They've had 5 minutes, have they?
Oh, but they must have some idea.
Well, reading between lines, I reckon our Craig's missing his pals a bit.
Well, he's bound to, isn't he? He'll make new ones. They do at that age, you know. They've got very short memories.
Not only at that age, either.
Excuse me, please.
Where the hell have you been? I've been studying like Piffy for nearly half an hour.
Sorry, love, I've been held up over the road, haven't I? Bunged up sink.
Oh, well, it's nice to know when it comes to a toss-up between a bunged-up Sink and your wife, Sink wins.
Every time. Give us a pint, love. And give her one. While she's stopping, she can't moan at me, can she?
Well, I'll clock you one, Purple.
Ken Barlow said he asked you to do a singing spot at the dance.
Yeah, he did.
And you've turned him down?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Didn't feel like it. And then I knew you'd have a face like a wet weekend if I did.
I don't mind.
You don't?
No. No, I think it might do you good.
Well, tell the truth, now I've thought about it. Quite like the idea.
There you are, then.
You sure you don't mind?
Well, you know it in writing, or what?
Oh, thanks, love.
Oh, don't thank me. While you're up there warbling, I don't have to listen to Vera Duckworth shrieking her head off to her. Oh.
Have you been?
Worried about me, were you?
Well, it's nearly tea time, isn't it?
Oh, I see. You thought you might not get no tea. Trust you, think of your belly first.
Where you been till now?
I've been at Mrs. Lowther's, haven't I?
Well, I hope she paid you. Paid you overtime anyway.
Oh, she's been sorting out her old clothes. She asked me to drop 'em in at the charity shop.
Let her do her own donkey work. She doesn't pay you for fetching and carrying.
Ah, well, she said if there was anything we fancied, we could have it.
Look, we've come down. We've not come down to pick people's hand-me-downs up, have we?
Oh, these aren't hand-me-downs, Stan. Well, not like that, they're not. Just you wait till you see 'em.
I don't want to see him at all. I don't want charity from anybody. Anybody. Hey, that's a bit all right, isn't it? Good as new.
Yeah, of course it is, you great egg. They don't stick with their mob suits till there's all in the pants backside, you know.
That must have more money than sense.
I could say the same about you.
I haven't got any money.
Exactly. Hey, look at this though, Stan. Isn't it lovely? It's the one she went to the Ratepayers Association dance in. There's not a mark on it.
If it's so perfect, why is she giving it away?
Because you can't be seen in the same place twice in the same frock. Not in their circles, it's not done.
No. We can't in ours either, can we? We never get invited anywhere twice.
Hey, I could wear this to the dance tomorrow night, couldn't I? Oh, that'd turn a few heads, wouldn't it? I'd be just like Cinderella going to the ball. Only in my case, it wouldn't be 4 white horses that'd be taking me. It'd be the pumpkin.
Looks like the best bitter to me, Fred.
We're looking a bit cloudy, weren't it?
Looks all right to me.
Must have been the glass.
Celebrating your victory, are you?
What victory would that be?
Over the downtrodden working classes.
Now, look, if you're talking about Ivy, she deserved everything she got.
You mean you're not having her back?
No, I'm not. Why should I?
Oh, no reason at all. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to mean out to you that she's worked her socks off for you for years, that it's a week before Christmas, and by all accounts it weren't her fault any road.
Oh, come on. You'll have me crying next.
Crying, you? You're laughing all the way to the bank. What's a few measly handbags to you, any road?
It was made in my factory, on my machines, in my time,
Look, mate, if it has anything to do with me, them girls over there, well, they wouldn't do another bat until Ivy came back.
But it hasn't got anything to do with you, has it?
I can't understand them. Not long ago, they went on strike just to get Hilda a new moped.
Well, times have changed. They now realise that when I'm paying the money, I call the tune.
Yeah.
And if they don't like it, they know what they can do.
And aren't you loving every minute of it?
Right, because in my book, it's not before time. Ah, good evening, ladies.
Did you say something?
No, not a word.
Funny, I must have been imagining things.
Yeah, well, it wasn't me. Can we have 2 gin and tonics, please, Fred? 1 tonic will do.
All right, have it your way, but Ivy only had herself to blame. You know that, don't you?
I'll go and sit down.
Yes, I'll join in a minute, love.
Great to be popular, isn't it?
I don't remember talking to you.
You don't have much choice, Cock. Don't look like nobody else is talking to you.
Well, that's where you're wrong. I have got a choice, see? See you. There you go.
Thank you, Fred.
Leave it be, you said. It'll come round when it's cooled off, that's what you said. I mean, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Well, I was wrong, wasn't I?
Well, we can't let him get away with it, you know. I mean, Ivy's a mate, isn't she? If we let him get away with this, he'll trample all over us forevermore. We've got to do something.
But not now. You can't go at it like a bull at a gate. If you do, we'll all be down the road.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Sat here on his backsides won't get us anywhere, will they? I mean, listen, I heard him talking to Emily Bishop this afternoon about getting a new supervisor.
Well, if it comes to me, he knows what he'll get.
Me and all. There's only one supervisor we're having, and that's Ivy. So listen, are you going to tell him, am I? I mean, one of us has got to do it.
Well, it looks like I've got no choice, doesn't it? I mean, I've a funny feeling that if you tell him, we'll all be on our bikes.
I'll tell you what, you've got a real bargain there, you know.
Oh, thanks, Eddie. £2, was it?
£2.50.
Oh, yes, of course.
And I'd like to say it's been a real pleasure doing business with you. I'd like to say that. See ya.
Yeah, cheers, Eddie.
Hiya.
Oh, are you looking for me by any chance?
Should I be?
Well, if you're after the Christmas tree, I'm the fella.
Who said anything about Christmas trees?
I just have. Got a lovely one going right in your living room.
I think you've taken enough money off the Barlows for one day, Eddie.
I'll tell you what, I know I'm cutting my own throat.
Look, you're wasting your time, Eddie. You're wasting your time.
You're a very hard lad, your husband, isn't he? See you then.
Sounds fair enough to me.
Yeah, well, we've got a tree, haven't we? Got the one your mum bought for Tracy.
Oh, but it'd be nice to have a real one for a change, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I just happen to think that isn't a very good idea.
Oh, I see. And it doesn't matter what me and Tracy think. It's like going to my mum's for Christmas.
I thought that subject was closed. I thought you were going to ring your mother and tell her we weren't going.
Oh, I did. And she was amazed. She just couldn't understand why we didn't want to spend the Christmas of a lifetime at somebody else's expense without having to lift a finger. And to be quite honest with you, Ken, neither can I.
Look, we've been through all this. There's no point in going over it all again. I just want to spend a quiet Christmas. at home.
Yes, so you said. Well, fine. If that's the way you want it. But don't expect me to fetch and carry for you, because me and Tracy might not be there. Your tea's on the table in 10 minutes.
Hello, love. Doing a bit of late Christmas shopping, are you?
No, just my normal buying in. I mean, after all, it's not going to be much of a Christmas at our house, is it, Elsie?
Hardly going to be a jolly Christmas for anyone, then, is it?
Well, whose fault will that be? Not mine.
Won't it?
No. Honestly, it wouldn't have killed him just to have gone to my mum's for a few days. We'd have had a better time there as well. I mean, you do in a club over Christmas, don't you? Correction, I'd have had a better time there.
Hardly going to be exactly miserable here, are you, Deirdre? There's the dance tonight.
Oh, the dance.
Oh, come on now, Deirdre. It looks like being a very lively do. And if it is, the credit will be all Ken's. He's worked very hard organising it.
Yes,
So
well...
I think you'd be very peevish not to go. You'll spoil it for Ken. And like I said, it'll put a damper on the whole Christmas.
What about Ken being peevish? He could easily have gone to me mum's just for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Anyway, I still might go on my own like I threatened I would.
It is the season of goodwill to all men, Deirdre, even to stubborn husbands. Such a waste, I always think, to be wretched at Christmas time.
A lot of folk are.
Yes, but you don't have to be now, do you?
All right, Emily Bishop, I'll go to his flipping dance. Honestly, you'd have made a good lady vicar, you.
Oh, I'm far too wicked.
Who am I going to dance with, though? Ken's going to be too busy organising everybody.
You could dance with me.
Oh, right couple of wallflowers.
So, what do you think then, Stan? How do I look? Stanley! Well, say something.
Oh, it suits you.
Honest.
I wouldn't say I didn't mean it.
No, that's true enough. If there's one thing you are, it's brutally honest, especially where I'm concerned.
People should always face the truth. I've had to.
So you think I can go to the dance in it then, eh? Oh, here, Stan. Stan!
Well,
Do us a favour, Chuck. Put that
What?
dinner jacket on.
hey,
This dinner jacket of Mr. Lowther's. Put it on. Go on, Chuck.
what, you want to dance in it?
No, you great pie can. Just try it on for the fun of it. See how we look together. You and me dressed up to the nines. Oh, be like Jessie Matthews and Jack Buchanan.
Well, like Laura Nardi.
You're looking forward to your turkey dinner, aren't you? Well, I'd take out a bit of insurance on it not being a black pudding if I were you. So get that jacket on, now.
Well, when do you think we ought to go?
8 o'clock?
Oh, well, we don't want to arrive too early. I mean, there's nothing worse than walking into an empty ballroom.
Mavis, it's community centre you're going to, not Hammersmith Pally.
9 o'clock then.
Yes, well, that might be a bit too late. I mean, I don't want to be making an entrance when everybody else is already there.
Look, why don't you split the difference? We're about 8:30.
Yes, right, 8:30.
Thank goodness for that. You know, you'll find, Victor, as you go through life with Mavis, that... Oh, it's only an expression. I'm not getting at anybody. That decisions just don't come easy to her.
Well, I like to weigh everything up.
In fact, sometimes she has difficulty deciding which shoe to put on first.
Yes, well, some women are too decisive, aren't they? Too opinionated. I'll see you at 8:30, Mavis.
Right. Bye.
Bye. Were you getting at me?
Yes. He thinks you've got too much to say for yourself.
Has he said that?
Oh, Emily, I've forgotten all about her. Oh, we've got to pick her up. Well, perhaps it'd be better if Victor comes at 1:15, not 1/2. Hope I can catch him.
I don't care if he's fell under a bus. It's time we were closing. He's not fell under a bus. What do you want? We're closed.
Well, it's more what you want, really.
I just want to go home.
Glad you mentioned that.
What?
Home.
Why?
What should a home not be without at Christmas time?
Money?
Christmas tree. Last of a consignment from Lapland, where they really know how to grow Christmas trees. On account of Father Christmas lives up there. He's practically the Forestry Commission, you know.
No.
No?
No. I've already got my own little plastic one, and that's quite adequate. Merry Christmas.
You'll be sorry. This tree's a living thing. It sings Silent Night.
So does Len, all through Christmas. God help us.
Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Are you not on teas today, then?
Oh, what time is it?
It's after 6.
Oh, sorry. No, just doing a last-minute check.
Ah, looks very nice indeed.
Yes. Christmassy.
I can see me enjoying myself tonight.
You're coming?
Of course I am.
Does that mean we'll have you for Christmas as well?
Come on. Uncle Albert's been sat at table for 10 minutes with his knife and fork in his hand.
Ha! Just the lad I'm looking for.
I thought you'd gone teetotal, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm just here on business, you know. I've just seen your missus, and, well, she saw the tray, and naturally she wanted to buy it, you know. But she didn't have the readies with her, so she said to come and see you.
Nice try, Eddie, but my missus doesn't like Christmas trees. She reckons they should stay in the ground. Somewhat about, for every one that's chopped down, a little fairy dies.
Oh, you're a murderer, yes.
I don't suppose...
How much?
£5.
£2.
I'm giving it away at a £5.
Go on, you're stuck without a bit. And a few more. I'll tell you what, I'll give you £2 and I'll have one of those little logs for it to stand in.
I haven't got any little logs.
Oh, well, you're not properly tooled up then, are you, mate?
Oh.
Merry Christmas on the wagon, Eddie. What are you doing with that flaming tree? What's he doing with a Christmas tree in a pub anyway?
Hey, you see?
Hey, you're just in time to buy us a drink. I bought you a Chrissy present. I'm a bit skint, love.
Well, a bag of nuts would skin you.
And he's on his own.
All right. Hey, listen, get us two gin and tonics, and if you can't afford it, put it on safe. Won't be first time, will it?
You know, Jack, she can be a very unpleasant woman, your Vera.
I can remember when she used to blow in my ear.
Oh, why? What happened?
I've no idea. I'm still the same charming, generous, good-looking lad I always was. Hey, they can split a gin. You'll never know it different.
Oh, generous, he says. Oh.
Fred,
Yes, Mr. Walker.
I'm just going to the corner shop. I forgot the cranberry sauce.
OK, Mr. Walker.
No, absolutely no way.
Come on, Mike, she wasn't even involved.
She was a supervisor. She should have stopped it stone dead.
She never made a penny out of us making them handbags.
Same answer. Not relevant.
Well, she's going to have a rotten flaming Christmas since she don't do.
Yeah, and it'd make a lovely Christmas present, wouldn't it? Giving her a job back.
Yeah, it cost you no either.
And we'd be very grateful, all of us.
Come on, Mr. Baldwin, be Santa Claus. I mean, make somebody happy for a change.
I've already given her Christmas presents out, and there wasn't very many of those anyway. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, face thing.
Well, at least we tried, didn't we?
Your drinks, ladies?
Cheers, love. Hey, have you put any gin in this, Fred?
Well, if you did, I can't taste it.
May I come in, Mrs. Ogden?
Yeah, certainly you may, Mrs. Walker.
Well, I was just passing, dear, so I thought we could perhaps have a word about the Christmas arrangements. I'm sorry to interrupt you while you're having a meal.
I'm at your disposal, Mrs. Walker, as per usual.
Yes. Well, now, I thought if you came in on Christmas morning, then I had Boxing Day off, and then I thought we'd treat the New Year like a normal weekend.
Yes, fine by me.
I'm glad that's settled then.
How do, Mr. Walker? It's still fine out.
Was there anything else, Mrs. Walker?
No. Nothing else. Mrs. Ogden? Mr. Ogden?
Hey, you know what? I think she thought we was dressed for dinner.
Well, we are, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
May I say how attractive you look tonight, Elsie?
You certainly may, Fred, yeah.
Hey, what about me?
Well, likewise, darling, likewise.
Hey, Fred doing his Burnley mash a bit already. And then some. Chalky keeps winking at me either. That's where he's developed a squint.
Oh, heck, it's going to be an interesting night, kids.
Hey, kids, get your eye full of this.
Evening, everybody.
Hello, Hilda. You look fab, you really do.
Oh, ta, very much. Oh, and thanks for lending us the stole rings.
My pleasure, love.
Pint, Stanley?
I thought you'd never asked.
Hilda?
Oh, ta, very much. Have a port and lemon, please, seeing as it's Christmas. Well, nearly.
That's a pint and a port and lemon coming up. What's only Walker staring at?
Oh, I think it's us, me and Stan. She called in while we were having us teas. Well, I was wearing this frock, and Stan had a dinner jacket on. Oh, it was an old one I got to give to Oxfam off Mrs. Lowther. Goldenhurst, you know. Well, you should have seen her face. She never said nothing, but you could see she were right flummoxed.
I bet she was. The Ogdens at dinner.
Yeah.
Hello.
I do.
Aren't you going?
Going where?
The dance?
Oh, we're not still on about that, are we?
Oh, we are, aren't we?
I'm not all that keen myself.
You've not sewed all them Christmas trees, then?
Yeah, most of them.
How many have you got left? Eddie?
9.
Well, that's not bad.
Well, I'm not going to get rid of them now, am I? I mean, I'm 10 quid adrift. I can remember the time when I could have flogged Christmas trees with a lumberjack. No trouble.
Oh, you are feeling sorry for yourself, aren't you?
Well, it's just everything I seem to touch at the moment turns to... Well, it does lately, anyway.
Go on, get ready.
What?
We are going to the dance. You never know. Might cheer you up a bit.
Don't bank on it.
Where is everybody?
Don't be here.
Isn't another dance on round here tonight?
No, of course there isn't. Honestly, you are a worry. Ah.
Oh, hello.
Oh, do you see we are early?
I'm very glad you are, Mavis. Ken was beginning to think nobody was coming.
Ah, but I had faith in you, Mavis.
Well, let's shake a leg then.
Pardon?
Well, let's dance. I mean, that's what we're here for, isn't it?
Oh, I couldn't not till there's 1 or 2 more on the floor.
How about you, Emily? Good girl.
He believes in getting stuck in, doesn't he?
Yes.
Right, come on, Stan.
Hey?
Come on, sup up, we're going dancing.
It's not closing time
I'll
yet.
close one of your eyes in a minute. Now, come on, sup up. Thank you, Mrs. Walker. Ta-ra. Mrs. Walker.
Anything wrong, Mrs. Walker?
Rather the reverse, actually, Bet. I resisted the temptation to ask Mrs. Ogden why they both apparently dressed for dinner this evening, because I thought if I asked the question, it implied that the thought had crossed my mind.
Which it didn't.
For one brief, bizarre moment, yes. What were they up to, do you know?
Stan was just trying on an old jacket.
I see. Could have been worse, dear. He could have been sitting there in the bath.
Are you lot not going dancing then?
I'm waiting for you, love.
You'll have a long wait, love. I'm on duty here. Hey, listen, you, are you going or what?
I've had about 5 pints, just enough to hold me tonsils for me act.
Act? Yeah, Dixon's going to be at the top of bill over there, you know.
Hey, there's no doubt who's going to be the top of the bill over there. You've heard of Jack Jones, haven't you? Dead jealous of me.
Yeah. You know what? It's tone dead. You're not going then, Chalky.
Well, like I said, love, I'm waiting for you. Night's young yet.
Oh. And what are your plans for tonight, Michael?
Pretty fluid.
Well, I wouldn't stop in here too long. The looks you're getting from Bert and Ivy, you'll likely turn into a frog.
I can stand it.
Running across the meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel the songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung.
Hey, listen to him. Did I tell you make a fool of himself?
Oh, leave the lad alone. He's doing all right. It's crummy. Will you get on the floor, Hilda? Oh, well, before he gets legless, and that won't be all that long by the looks of it.
Great! Thank you, Jack Duckworth.
Hey, I'll do my comedy spot now if you want.
Yeah, well, later on, perhaps.
Hey, that's me, sir. Pro.
Yeah, no, I'll keep you in mind, really, really well. Thank you, Jack Duckworth. Thank you very much. Well done. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a request, and it is for a tango. And I think our very own songbird, Mrs. Rita Fairclough, would like to render it for us. Come on, Rita.
Never said I'd sing a tango.
Oh, you can sing a tango. So
Sing it loud.
Oh, come on, Mavis, I asked for this one.
But it's a tango and I can't do a tango.
Of course you can. I mean, I'll need you just follow.
I couldn't.
Can you tango, Emily?
Well, when there's nothing to it, you just sort of stand there and just sort of step close together.
She's quite a good dancer, Emily, isn't she?
Do you think so? Tango and old-fashioned notion, or maybe crowded, but that doesn't matter. It's not necessary to move. Why move? Don't move.
Betty, now why don't you go to the dance? I don't think we'll get any busier.
Oh, right, thank you. Will you be coming across later?
I doubt it, love. I've had enough shocks today.
Yeah. Right, well, I am off to trip the light fantastic. That's if I can find a partner under the age of 60. I don't suppose you...
Nope.
Oh, go on. You've now tell some. You don't have to dance with me.
Is that a promise? Yeah. Oh, well, in that case.
Rats.
Are you going to the dance, love?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll slip across with you then, eh?
You do that. I may have to go back on my word about you not dancing with me.
Thanks, Squire. OK.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Baldwin.
You doing anything tomorrow?
Why?
You can have your job back if you like.
What, just like that?
Just like that.
Why, what's changed?
Don't ask any questions. If you want to come back to work, you can.
Yeah, well, you were wrong to fire me in the first place, weren't you?
Definitely, yeah. No, I wasn't. Like I said, if you want your job back, you can have it. Happy Christmas.
Well, it looks as if I got my job back again.
You're not going, are you? Crawling back. I mean, he's not apologised, has he?
No, but he's done something else, and for Mark Baldwin, that's just as good.
Give over, love. You'll have him thinking it's Father Christmas next.
Nah, come on, that's not so bad, Bert, is it?
No, I suppose not, love.
Shall we have a shot?
Yeah.
So tell me, why should it be true? And I get a kick out of you.
Come on, love. I'm a killer on the dance floor.
That's what I was afraid of.
From cocaine.
They move very well together, don't they?
So you keep saying.
Good evening.
Why, hello. Good evening. Well, this makes me feel like wanting to dance myself.
Oh, heck. Mothers, lock your daughters up quick.
Would you?
Delighted. There you are,
Excuse us a minute.
Hey, you won't want a drink, will you, Yatesy? Still, I'll get you a nice glass of water.
Only to rub it in, Fred.
Oh, touchy, are we? Hey, that'll be the withdrawal symptoms.
You suggesting I was a lush or something?
Hey, you didn't have some summit at that Rovers, I'm telling you. Don't know what's worse, you were Oggy.
I'm warning you.
Now that's
Fred,
it,
get
though.
over.
And he is having a drink, Fred, so will you please get him one?
That's what I'm here for, darling. That's what I'm here for.
I'm supposed to be saving up.
You can save up after Christmas. I'm not having you with a face as long as a fiddle all weekend. My mother will think I've got myself a right proper wet end. So get a drink in your hand and enjoy yourself. You're not cut out to be a Scrooge. You start off. Not got the figure for it.
You're a right little bully, you.
Well done, thank you again. Isn't she marvellous? Rita Fairclough, everybody. Well done, Rita. Now, anyone else want to have a go? Yeah. We don't expect much talent, just a lot of nerve.
Thanks very much,
Well, there are exceptions, of course.
I'll do my comedy spot now, eh?
Oh, no, you flipping well what, Jack Duckworth? Listen to Stag Do at Bottom Club, no. Hey, I tell you what we could do is duet.
Duet, well, what?
Me and my shadow.
All right.
We'll have to figure out which
Yeah,
is which.
okay, well, yeah. Right, ladies and gentlemen, Jack and Vera Duckworth are going to sing a duet. And it is Me and My Shadow.
Is that right?
Do you know what you're doing, Ken Barlow?
Yeah, keeping my fingers crossed.
Oh, hey, Stan, come on, they're playing our tune.
Oh, my feet are killing me.
What do you think mine are doing with you walking all over them? Now, come on. Some exercise.
all right.
Come on, Fairclough.
I'm going to volunteer to sing Silent Night.
You do, and I'm going home. I mean it.
Give on, Rita, love. I'll sing Silent Night.
No, don't sing silent.
Not a soul to tell her to run.
Mavis, please. Well, you're raring to go, aren't you, Emily?
Oh, but I do...
We climb the stairs. We never know.
Where's Mavis going?
Oh, that's me. So tender.
You're not playing Silent Night.
Sleep in heaven.
Take over for a bit, Fred.
Yeah, man, that panda cutting a rug me, you know. That Elsie's down to dance with me.
Of course she is, Cock. She told me so.
Right, listen. I got Cludgy and then stand by your beds.
Good luck.
Hello, love. I thought I'd lost you. Are you not dancing?
No, Fred's just been taken ill. Why don't you ask Elsie, love?
Oh, good idea.
Didn't think this would be Mike's scene.
No, neither did I.
Seems to be enjoying himself, though.
Yeah, you can say that again, can't you?
Excuse me, love. Can I have this dance?
Hey, hang about. I was just going to ask Elsie.
Oh, hard lines, mate.
Right, you make a lovely couple, Elsie.
You looking forward to Christmas, are you?
Ah, yes and no. You?
No and yes.
Well, I don't think I like Christmas at the moment. Maybe it's just the mood I'm in.
Ah, a bit browned off, eh?
A bit.
Well, if you ever get too browned off, you know where I live, don't you?
Excuse me.
It's not an excuse me.
I'm making it one. Come
Fred,
here.
what are you doing? Fred, can you just go a bit easy on the left one? Because, Fred.
Thank you very much, Captain. Thank you very much, Captain Mary Duckworth. Well done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have another request, and it is from Mrs. Hilda Ogden, and it is for a white Christmas. So take your partners, please.
You're not going to sing it, are you, Hilda?
No, I'm not, Lambert.
Thank God for that.
Oh, it is now. What is it?
Just like the one.
Where can she have got to?
Well, she's probably gone to the ladies. Look, it's a pity to miss this, Emily.
Those two know each other.
You could say that.
Shows. Still, good luck to him. He'll not be feeling very happy when he finds out Maggie got married today.
What? Oh, you can say that again.
Dreaming.
Oh, there you are. Come on, Elsie, darling. Don't want to disappoint you.
Give us a chance, Fred. Fred, what are you doing? Fred. Oh, Fred, I don't think you should be doing. What are you doing, Fred? Fred, where are you? Fred. Box. That's 3 dozen Mickey Mouse lucky bags and 3 dozen...
Oh, thank goodness somebody's open.
Oh, you know us, kid. We never close. We're all that's left of the spirit that made this country great, me and Mavis.
Oh, aye. Well, give us a pack of fags then, will you?
Apart from which, we stock taking. I don't know where other folk find to do over Christmas, but we end up counting rubber bands and little bottles of red ink, £1.4p, please.
And going dancing and all. Hey, that wasn't a bad do, was it?
No, I was saying it's a pity she had to leave early.
Oh, did you, love?
Yes, I had a headache.
Oh, what a shame. Well, don't work too hard, Chuck. You might make some of us feel guilty.
And so you should.
Ta-ra.
Are you still sticking to that headache story, then?
Well, it just happens to be true.
You'd be telling me next I still believe in Father Christmas.
Look, what does it matter anyway? I mean, I'm sure nobody missed me. I don't suppose it spoiled anybody's night.
Might have spoilt Victor.
Oh, I don't think so. I think he hardly noticed I'd gone.
Yeah, he did have Emily to look after him, I suppose.
Yes, I'm sure he did.
Anyway, that weren't the only reason he left, were it?
Oh, look, Rita, I've told you I had a headache. Now, can we please get back to the stock taking?
Go on. 3 dozen Mickey Mouse lucky bags. 3 dozen Minnie Mouse lucky bags.
Morning, love.
Why us, Betty? Why is it always us working while other folk are stopping in bed having their hangovers in comfort?
Oh, I don't know. We must have done something horrible in a former life.
It wouldn't be so bad if somebody showed us a bit of appreciation. Give us a Christmas bonus and double time. Even a bit of Christmas pudding and a nice time would be summit. It's not right warm in here either, is it?
Oh, it'll pick up.
Aye, it's a better. At least in most pubs, they have a bit of a party, don't they?
But I thought you said you wanted less work to do, not more.
I mean for the staff. Oh. Not the customers. They can look after themselves. Something for us for a change.
Why don't you have a word with Mrs. Walker?
You'll find problems without you, Will.
She might like the idea.
But would you come?
Yes, of course. The amount of invites to a party I get, I can't afford to turn them down.
Well, I suppose there's no harm in asking. I might just catch her in a good mood for a change.
You know, you wouldn't believe the number of people that commented on that frock I got off Mrs. Lowther. I felt the right belle of the ball, I did, honest.
I'm very pleased for you, Mrs. Ogden.
Of course, me Prince Charming had to let me down, as per usual. Only time you get into dance would be with a pint pot. Still, I must say, at least I did feel respectable for once in my life.
Please, Mrs. Ogden, I'm trying to concentrate on completing this order form.
Oh, you carry on, Mrs. Walker, don't mind me. We all have us contribution to make, haven't we?
Morning, Mrs. Walker.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello, Elder.
Nippy out, isn't it?
You can say that again. Do you know how to put my long johns on? Only Long John was still wearing them.
Yes, Bet, what is it?
Oh, yes. Just something me and Betty were wondering about, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, yes?
Yes. We wondered whether you'd thought about having a party for the staff, say one night after closing time.
I hadn't thought about it, no.
Oh?
Was that all?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They'll try out on once, won't they?
What did you say?
Not a lot.
What about?
Staff party. A bit of a doing here for us.
What, all we can suck? Plenty of nosh, that sort of thing?
Nope. Now then, look what the postman's brought. And guess who it's for? Me. Dead right, it's for you.
Aren't you lucky, eh? Nobody ever sends me out.
Oh. Now then, that's from Daddy in Holland. Isn't that nice of him, eh?
It is.
Oh, do you not think so?
Well, I just wish he'd... We'll talk about it later.
Oh, it's a dolly. Oh, isn't that lovely? Oh, we'll have to write to Daddy and thank him for that, won't we?
Yes, how did that do with yours at Cantergon? Nobody ever told me out about it.
It went off very well, at least it seemed to.
Yes, it did. Even though my husband was too busy to dance with me all night.
I didn't notice you were short of a partner.
No, I wasn't. My Baldwin was there on his own, so at least I wasn't totally neglected.
Somebody had to run the thing.
Of course you did.
Well, I'm glad I asked, anyhow.
Well, I dare say it's all right if you've got a family, but as far as I'm concerned, you can keep Christmas. You can, honestly.
I know what you mean. I was hoping Sharon might get over, you know, but obviously this is the busy season. You know, people going away, putting their dogs in kennels. Hey, have you heard at all from Maggie?
No, not so much as a Christmas card. You see, the baby's due in March, so I thought what I'd do is leave her alone. Don't put any pressure on her. See how she felt after it arrived.
You think you might get together again with her, then, eh?
I think there's a chance. I'll have that sign up across the road yet, Baldwin and Son.
Or daughter?
I wouldn't mind that. At least it'd make Christmas seem a bit more worthwhile, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Good luck to you, mate.
Right, see you then all. Ciao.
Hey, I've got a fan.
I was just saying how good you were last night, you know, doing a little cabaret act. I think she ought to take it up again.
Are you trying to come between man and wife?
Oh, no.
He said he'd be my agent if I need one.
I'm only joking.
It didn't sound as if you were joking. And anyway, I've already got one, haven't I?
Are you talking about who I think you're talking about?
Ralph Lancaster.
I think I'd rather trust you with him than Ralph Lancaster.
Everything all right, ladies?
Swinging.
Oh, yes, we're fine, Mrs. Walker. Right, I think I'll go and have a little rest then. Help get over the wear and tear of the festive season.
What you need is a party, Mrs. Walker. Buck you up a bit. You know, funny hats, streamers, quick game of pass the parcel.
That, Bet, is the last thing I need.
All right, we'll do without the funny hats.
Oh, you're all right.
Oh, I shouldn't have been.
Well, when you went off during the dance, I assumed you mustn't have been feeling very well.
Oh, yes, well... no, I wasn't, actually. I had a headache.
Oh, dear. Well, we called round to see how you were, but when we saw that your light was off, we thought you'd be best left in peace.
Thank you.
Oh, he's very nice, isn't he, Victor? I must say, it's years since I've done so much dancing. I think I got rather carried away, if the truth be known.
Look, there's no need to apologise.
Apologise?
Ah, I said you'd be open. Stan said not, but then he judges everybody by his own standards.
Yes, Miss Ogden.
Oh, are you just visiting?
I am, yes.
Oh, right. Well, a quarter dolly mixtures and a quarter mint imperials.
Right. Well, anyway, you're feeling all right today. That's the important thing.
Yes, thank you.
Well, have you been poorly?
It's just a headache.
Oh. Oh, they can get you down, though, can't they?
So if you're not doing anything tonight, I wondered whether you wanted to come round for an hour or two.
Well, I'm afraid I can't. I've already told Rita I'll have a drink with her.
Oh, I might decide to do the same myself, you never know.
Oh, if the brewers aren't making their profits, it's not the fault of this street, is it?
No. Well, I'll get off then. Bye.
Goodbye. Company for one another, you two, aren't you?
All right, he remembers Christmas and her birthday. It's just a pity that's all he's able to remember.
Well, have I to tell Tracy we're sending it back then, or what?
Don't be ridiculous.
I'm not being ridiculous. I mean, what do you want?
But he can't have it both ways. Either he's still the child's father, in which case he can start paying maintenance every week, as he's supposed to, and as he's not done to this day.
Ah, yes, well, that's it, isn't it?
What?
Money. I mean, that's what this whole thing is about.
It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
It is. If he wants to be regarded as the child's father, then he can...
Tracy.
What?
Her name's Tracy. You're not talking about one of your social work cases now, you know.
If he wants to be regarded as Tracy's father, then he can darn well face up to his responsibilities.
And pay.
And pay the maintenance that he is supposed to pay, that the courts say he should pay. And I don't mean for my benefit either. I don't want a penny of his money. I mean for Tracy.
Well, I think Tracy's doing all right without it, don't you? I mean, if all this is for her benefit, I don't... Why bother?
Well, except she keeps being told how wonderful Ray is because he sends her dolls and toys.
Well, what do you want me to tell her?
Well, it just gets my goat that she's growing up with the impression of Ray as a generous, caring... Well, when in fact for most of the year he refuses to have anything to do with her.
Right. Now we know.
Yeah, well, let's forget it, eh? Uncle Albert and Trace will be back in a minute. I mean, there's no point in letting it spoil Christmas.
There's not much left to spoil, is there?
Evening.
Right, gum, it's all happening in here tonight, isn't it?
Now you'd be complaining if it was crowded, and even as we speak, the rush has started.
Oh.
It is a rush, you know. I'll give us a pint before Rita puts me tea on the table, will you? What are you going to have?
Gin and tonic, please, love, thanks.
You two can't keep meeting like this, you know.
Why not? We've been doing it for years.
We have that.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mrs. Walker.
Well, I'd hardly say that, dear. We've only just opened the door.
Oh, only I ran into Daphne Smith. Do you know her? She's a barmaid at the Laughing Donkey.
Oh, well, I suppose Delly Harvey might have mentioned her.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't get away, you see, until she told me the whole story about this big Christmas party they're giving for the staff.
Really?
Oh, you might have heard about it, you know, with Delly Harvey being such a good friend of yours.
No, I haven't, as a matter of fact. Still, it is hardly a matter of major importance, is it, dear?
Yeah.
Oi, is it true what you just said?
Most of it.
How do you mean most of it?
They're having a party. I heard about it, weeks ago. And I thought that now would be a good time to bring it to Mrs. Walker's attention.
By heck, Betty, you're a crafty devil on quiet, aren't you?
Yeah.
£1.10, that, love.
Cheap at half the price.
Ta.
No, I think it was a good do. Everyone seemed to enter the spirit of it, unless they were paralytic like me.
I tell you what, it made Mike Baldwin feel that generous that he gave Ivy Tilsley a job back.
Perhaps he's seen the spirit of Christmas past or whatever it's supposed to be.
No, I think he must get very frightened sometimes. All those women and just him on his own.
Right, that's £2, 3 mates, 5, Len.
Thanks, love. I get the impression, you know, that Mike Baldwin is feeling a bit on his own, in more ways than one.
How's that?
He was in here at dinner time talking about Maggie, you know.
Yeah?
And that kid of his that she's going to have. And he had the idea that she's getting back together with him again.
Oh.
Just to give the kid a father.
No.
Why? What's the matter?
Well, rumour has it that Maggie's already done that, given the kid a father.
How's she done that?
Well, how else do you think, you daft apeth? By getting wed again to someone else.
Is that right?
Just a couple of days ago.
Oh. Women.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm only thinking that someone ought to put Mike Baldwin in the picture. I mean, he's under the impression that she's going to come knocking on his door with a baby in her arms, and everything's going to be hunky-dory.
I'd shut up now if I were you. Not worth staying open for.
If I shut 1 minute early, somebody'll come banging on the door and I'll have to come trailing downstairs to them.
Sorry, I spoke.
Oh, good evening, ladies.
I'll put the clothes sign up as I go out.
But there's no need.
Well, please don't let me interfere with the world of commerce.
You interfere, love, and don't mind me. I'm just going.
Oh, congratulations on your singing, by the way.
Oh, not very much.
I'm surprised you haven't taken it up professionally.
Would you be even more surprised if I said that I had?
No, not surprised at all, no.
I would sometimes. Hey, and you make whatever arrangements you want for tonight. Don't mind me. I'll be all right.
Bye, Mrs. Fairclough.
Bye.
Well, you have some surprising friends, Mavis, I must say.
What, Rita?
Rita and Emily. I mean, she's a charming woman, isn't she, Emily? I mean, very, very sympathetic.
Oh, do you think so?
Anyway, how are you? I mean, you're the person I've come to find out about. And what happened to you? I mean, you were there one minute, and we turned round and you'd gone.
Oh, it was nothing. I just had a headache.
Ah, a migraine, was it?
Well, I don't know what it was, but it just came over me, and I thought, well, I'd best get home quickly and not trouble anybody else.
Well, we were troubled. Emily and me. I mean, we were.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry.
And then Emily said that you were sometimes taken that way, and we thought, well, there's nothing to be done, so we went back to her place for some supper.
She went back to her house?
Yes. Oh, she's seen something of life, hasn't she, Emily? I mean, I got the impression that she had some really interesting stories to tell, given the right person to tell them to.
Oh, that's you, I suppose.
Look, Mavis, you didn't mind my escorting Emily, did you?
No, of course not, no.
I mean, the more experience we have of people, the better. As writers.
Look, I think I've got this headache coming on again.
A migraine?
Well, a headache or a migraine. I mean, I just think I ought to go and lie down quickly, if you don't mind.
Oh, don't worry. I mean, Emily explained that you weren't as strong as you might be.
Oh.
I'll go and you just get your head down and I'll be in touch when you're feeling better, eh?
Yes, do that.
You know, what you want's a darkened room and solitude and perhaps a little poetry, eh? Anyway, I'll leave you to it then. Bye, Mavis.
Bye.
So what do I owe this in? Business or pleasure?
I don't know which, to tell you the truth.
Oh, so you're not going to tell me that you want more money, shorter hours and time off to get your hair done?
No.
Very pleased to hear it. In that case, you can have a drink.
Ta.
Drop a mother's ruin?
Yes, thank you.
Right then, what can I do you for?
I don't know where to start. I don't know what to say. It's about Maggie. It seems that rumour has it she's gone and got herself wed. Well, it only happened a couple of days ago. It was a registry office doing, and even Marion didn't know about it till afterwards.
Well, that's a turn up for the book, isn't it? Still, gives us something to drink to. Here. Right then, here's to Maggie and...
I don't know the fella's name, but it seems it's that fella that lent her the money to start a new shop.
Him?
Well, Marion says he's much older than she is.
Yeah, he would be. She told me I needn't worry about him, so I didn't.
Were you hoping she'd come back here?
No, it's water under the bridge, isn't it? Well, yeah, I suppose there was in a way. Because of the kid. I mean, she may not have fancied me as a husband, but I could have been a father to the child, couldn't I? Anyway, from what I hear, he's got one now. And a rich one by the sound of it.
I'm sorry, Mike. Really, I am.
It's all right. It's not your fault, is it? No one's fault, unless it's mine. Gonna have another drink, then?
I haven't started this yet.
Well, I'm gonna have one. I mean, after all, it's Christmas, isn't it?
Right. A 5 down there, and with chips.
Level pegging 2 all. One more to decide.
Yes, right on.
Thought it'd gone quiet.
Enjoy your bath?
Yeah.
Hey, there's no wrong between you two, is there?
Nothing specific, no.
Well, look, I'll stop in tonight. Why don't you take her out somewhere?
You were babysitting last night.
Well, I can babysit again tonight, can't I? I don't know what's wrong with her. And if you go out for an hour or two, it won't do the pair of you any harm.
I'll see what she says.
Right.
Fancy an hour out? Uncle Albert says he'll babysit.
It's up to you.
Well, if it's up to me, then yes.
OK. Just give me 10 minutes to get my hair dry.
There's no rush. Yeah, we'll pop out for a bit.
Right, well, pick your hand up then. We'll play the decider.
Oh, flat out he is. There's this programme on telly I want to watch, he says. So the music comes on, he starts snoring his head off.
And Eddie's out courting then, is he?
No, him and Marion have gone to Bury for Christmas.
Bury? Are they keen on black puddings or what?
Oh, no, it's where Marion comes from. They're stopping with her man.
Trallo.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, could I have a word?
Yeah?
And Bet, if you have a moment.
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Where's Fred?
Oh, it's down the cellar putting another barrel on.
Oh, well, anyway, this is something I've had in mind for some time. In fact, one of you may have mentioned it this morning. What do you think of the idea of a little supper party just for the four of us?
Well, it sounds very nice.
I think it's a wonderful idea, Mrs. Walker.
Good. Well, I think it's something we should do at this time of the year. Shall we say tomorrow night, then?
Yeah? Well, I'll have to look in my diary, but I dare say I can squeeze it in.
And I think it's highly unlikely that Fred will have anything else on. So we'll make that a definite, shall we?
It'll be on the same night as Nellie Harvey's do, won't it?
Will it really?
It sure will.
Well, I'm sure our little gathering will be quite different.
Well done, Elizabeth.
Took quite a while, didn't she, to make her own mind up?
Oh, didn't he want to go out to what? I don't know what he wanted. I didn't ask him.
Here they are, Elsie and Doris Waters.
Show your cake, old.
I'm only kidding, love. I think you're lovely. I'm just saying how lovely she is.
Oh, I think you were just going to say that.
Sure up and buy us a drink.
Certainly. Betty, my darling love, come here.
Yes, Marshal. Hello, dear.
2 pints of bitter.
Yeah.
And
Vodka and tonic, please.
Mavis, my love, what are you drinking nowadays?
Have a sweet sherry.
Sweet cherry.
A sweet sherry. Okay.
Hey, Maeve, how did you go on at the dance the other night? You went with your gentleman friend, didn't you, from the night?
Victor. They call him Victor.
All right, we all know what she
He
calls
didn't
him.
know, you didn't know, did he?
I didn't actually, no.
Right. Thank you. Smashing.
Oh, that's mine.
You'd rather sit here than...
Well, I thought we'd come in here to talk to each other, not stand around with folk.
Yeah, OK, then. What would you like me to get you?
Surprise me.
Hello,
Evening.
Kenny, you going to have one with me?
No, I'll stay out of this one, thanks, Len. We're only in for the one.
Fair enough.
Oh, well, how did your friend... what's his name?
Victor.
How did he enjoy the dance, then?
No, stay where you are. See myself on. And besides, you should be driving.
Listen, a taxi. I'll get
Oh,
a nice
shut up
taxi.
and sit down. I'll walk home. The fresh air will do me good.
All right. Oh, else? Thanks for coming and telling me. I appreciate that.
Oh, I didn't exactly bring you tidings of comfort and joy, did I? I'm awful sorry, Mike, really. Because, you know, I think you make a smashing dad, given half a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I could have made a go of it, but... Well, it's not to be, is it?
There'll be somebody else.
Yeah. But it's the thought of the kid, you see. It's the thought of somebody else bringing up my kid.
Yeah, well, any road up at...
So, I'm sorry, Elsa. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, forget it. Look, have a good Christmas. What's left of it.
Yeah.
Ta-ra.
And you. See ya.
What, you mean the old girl's putting a proper spread on, like?
I didn't say exactly. Oh, she will be. I mean, out Nellie Harvey can do, she wants to be sure she can do it better.
Oh, well, I'll be there. It's a long time since you had a right good blowout.
Oh, there's just one thing.
What?
Well, we thought it'd be a nice idea if we got little prezzies for each other just to show willing.
What, you mean I've got to buy you two something?
Well, just a small token of your affection, unless you really feel like lashing out.
Yeah, I thought they would have snagging it somewhere.
Hey, who's happy with that?
Well, he's no else to spend his money on, has he? Might as well spend it on us.
We'll have to buy him something.
Yeah, what? For the man who has everything? Come on, Betty, love. That's taking things a bit far, that is.
Oh, thought I might find you in here after you said you were going out. Oh,
yes.
No, I'll get them.
I wouldn't hear of it. Now, what are you going to have?
Well, I'll have a glass of port, please.
Oh, right, a glass of port. And would you like your vodka in there, love?
Go on.
What about you, Mavis? Do you want another sweet
No,
sherry?
thank you. I should be going now.
Ah, right.
Oh, dear. Are you not feeling well again? Perfectly all right, thank you. I mean, you haven't got another of your headaches coming on, have you?
No. But thank you for telling Victor that I'm always being ill, so he needn't worry about me. And then you can both go off and have supper together.
Well, I only said... Oh, you're not upset because of that, are you?
Upset? Well, I suppose I am when you come to mention it, yes.
Any port in a storm?
Oh, thank you. Is that why you went early from the dance? I mean, was it because Victor and I were together?
No, I had a headache.
Oh.
But if you want to know why I had a headache, was because...
Yes, it was because you were dancing and talking together and leaving me on my own.
Now then, Mavis, are you sure you're not having another?
Well, I've said, haven't I?
Hey, what's got into you all of a sudden?
Well, ask her. Ask her that's supposed to be my friend.
Come on.
Her that we asked to go to the dance with us because she was all by herself. Poor Emily, all by herself.
Well, really, Mavis.
And there all the time she was flaunting herself at him.
Now, that is ridiculous. I mean, Victor asked you to dance, and you said no. So then he asked me. I mean, what was I supposed to do?
You could have done what I did and said no. But no, it wasn't just the dancing, was it?
Oh, no?
Oh, no, because then it was back to your house, wasn't it?
Keep your voice down. I asked him in for a little supper, that was all.
Yes, of course you did.
I hope you're not suggesting I had anything else in mind.
All I'm saying, Emily, all I'm saying is that when a woman's been married twice and engaged 3 times, it's very difficult to know what she has in mind. You're in early.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd best get round early and see you're not taking an overdose of Smarties are out after last night's little episode.
Well, the people's misfortunes are always good for a laugh, aren't they?
Oh, come on. No need to take on, Flower. Matter of fact, I'm quite proud of you.
What, for making a complete fool of myself? I ought to get a medal for it.
No, for speaking up for yourself for once.
Well, it was only because I'd had a couple of sweet sherries beforehand.
Well, it's not the first time you've had a couple of sherries. Don't usually come out with all your guns blazing.
Well, I was upset.
Of course you were. You thought Emily had pinched your fella.
But to have a slanging match in a public house... Oh, I've hardly slept a wink. I'm mortified. I mean, that's the only word for it. I'm mortified.
All right, so you're mortified. There's worse things. I mean, you could have galloping athlete's foot or little green spots on your belly. All right, I am taking it seriously. Now, the big question is, do you want him enough to put up a fight for him? I'm trying to give you advice.
Well, I don't want it, thank you very much.
All right, fair enough. Go and put kettle on.
Rita?
Yes, Mavis?
Well, I mean, what was it you'd suggest that I do?
Mend your fences. You've give valiant Victor the cold shoulder, so phone him up and change it to a warm welcome. Let him know you still want him around.
Oh, I couldn't.
Hey, think on. Faint heart now, one fair gentleman.
Fair lady.
Yeah, well, we're changing all that now. You get on that phone to him.
Now about tonight. I'm looking forward to it, Mrs. Walker. Splendid, Elizabeth, dear, so am I. Now, I've prepared a list of what we shall need.
More fellas.
Beg your pardon?
Well, we've only got one, haven't we, Mrs. Walker? And you can hardly call him a fella, unless you happen to be looking at him through a very thick fog.
Shut up, Lynch.
Now, ladies, and gentlemen, I am giving this little soiree tonight at great expense and effort, I might say, solely to promote friendship between my staff.
And to say thank you to us all for having worked so hard throughout the year. Never been asked so much, been done by so few for so very little.
If I might proceed?
Certainly, Mrs. Walker.
Now, as to the comestibles.
Grub.
Oh.
I have prepared an appropriate menu.
Oh, don't go to no bother on my account, Mrs. Walker. Just a few slices of smoked salmon and a drop of vintage champagne will do me.
Oh, shut up,
Oh, shut.
I've ordered some steak from Brocklehurst, if Fred would collect it.
Steak, Mrs. Walker? Oh, I thought we were having sandwiches.
Absolutely not, Elizabeth, no. After a hard night's work, you'll need something more substantial to get the party spirit. And I thought, what more warming than an old-fashioned meat and potato pie?
What indeed?
Especially when we have one of the North's foremost experts to prepare it.
Do we, Mrs. Walker? Who is it?
I'll give you 3 guesses, Cock.
Your reputation is par excellence. I couldn't hope to compete. And therefore I shan't leave it all to you, dear. Of course, that would be most unfair. Bet will be helping you to peel the potatoes, etc.
Now, why didn't I see that coming?
And then to finish, I thought I would make a great big trifle.
Who'll make it?
I shall make it because a sherry trifle happens to be my forte. So, Fred, if you would do the shopping. Elizabeth, dear, if you would start on the pastry and Bet.
I know, as one of the North's foremost spud peelers, I'll get my sleeve rolled up.
What's going on?
Not a lot, Hilda, unless you're a dab hand at blowing up balloons.
Oh, no, Mr. Daff, we're not having balloons.
Why not?
It is a party, isn't it? We've got to have a bit of jollification. I'm not playing postman's knock with Frogface here.
Oh. What party? When? Whose? Oh, dear.
It's a staff party, Supernose, for full-time, highly skilled staff, not for part-time skivvies.
Fred. Mrs. Ogden, I do have to apologise to you. I don't know how, but I seem to have overlooked you.
Fearfully done.
Yes, well, I did hear it had been suggested, but nobody said to me it were undefinite.
That was my oversight.
Oh. So? Am I invited or what?
Yes, of course you are. Very short notice, though, dear. It is tonight.
Oh, that's all right, Mrs. Walker. I don't have no other social arrangements. And I've got summer to wear, thanks to Mrs. Lowther. I take it will be cocktail dress.
Whatever you feel comfortable in, Mrs. Ogden. The main idea is to enjoy yourselves.
Enjoy ourselves? We're going to be flaming shattered before we start.
Oh, cheer up, Lynch. It'll not be that bad. I'll have to spread myself out a bit.
Oh, fancy yourself with Adam, dear Fred.
I'll be in my element. Hey, and listen, Hilda, if you are coming, don't forget, we're all buying each other prezzies, so don't come empty-handed. I don't want to embarrass you out.
Hey, is that right?
No, of course it's not right. But he thinks it's right. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Oh, so you mean he will, but we won't, and he'll not know till it's too late. That'll teach him, great fat lump. Flipping Supernose, indeed.
Have you phoned him?
No, I haven't.
Tell her, Len.
Spitfire, Riley. I'm telling her now, she might hit me with an handbag.
Well, next time we're hiring help, I don't care if we can add 2 and 2 together or not. Just find me somebody that doesn't have problems with their love life.
I haven't got a love life, that's the problem.
It's very good, that, mate. Very good.
Anyway, could we please discuss something else? I'm sure you didn't come in here to talk about me.
Yeah, quite true, yes. I mean, it's something much more important. How long is it since I had these 2 back teeth refilled? These 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, morning, Emily. Cold, isn't it? Do you think I could have a word with Mavis in private?
Well, I don't think we have anything to say to each other that can't be said in public.
Oh, hasn't already been said?
Well, after last night, I felt one of us had to make a move. I'm sorry that you feel the way you evidently do, Mavis, but you're entirely mistaken. I had absolutely no intention of luring Victor away from you, as you seem to think, nor would I dream of trying to do so. I asked him in for supper after the dance as a friendly gesture, and it didn't occur to me that you'd take it any other way, particularly as you'd already left. But if I've upset you, I apologise. I don't think I can say any more than that.
No, you can't. So why don't you girls shake hands and let bygones be bygones?
Keep out of it.
I'm only trying to help.
Look, I know I behaved badly too, and I'm sorry, but at the time I think I had great provocation.
Sounds like Maggie Thatcher in the Falklands all over
Still
again.
don't think that's any excuse to say the things that I did, so I accept your apology, Emily, and I hope you'll accept mine.
Of course. These things happen in the best regulated circles.
So, all's well that ends well.
Well, hardly. It's not brought the roving writer back into life.
Oh, Fred. Hey, Mav, what's your smallest box of chocolates, love? How much is it for 3 boxes?
Mavis?
Hey, do I get any discount for bulk buying?
No, you don't. Mavis?
Will you excuse me? I've got to make a phone call.
Will you excuse her? She's got to make a phone call. Now, 3 boxes of chocks.
Cheap.
I did get the message. Who's that, lovey? I hope it's not me.
It's Miss Williams.
Miss Williams. Oh, she's a right little knockout, isn't she? Especially with all them spots.
You don't criticise. You might be destroying a great artistic talent.
Well, far be it from me. I'm just suggesting that if my daughter still has ambitions to become a milk monitor, she'd do well to keep that out of the teacher's sight. Now then, come on, love, let's get this lot cleared up. I want to set the table. And not in a minute, now. Or else we'll have your Uncle Albert after us, and he's even more ferocious than your Mrs. Williams.
Oh, when's tea?
Yeah, you see? Just as soon as I get the table laid. Now, come on, Slow Coach. I want you bathing in bed before we go out.
We're going out?
Yeah, you know we are. You're taking me to see old Golden Pond. I missed it last time round. Uncle Albert's babysitting.
Aye, if you leave me a bit of supper.
Supper? You've not even had your tea yet, and already you're worrying about your supper, honestly. It's a wonder you're not as fat as a Stanhope, didn't you?
I don't eat much. Just like a little snack before I go to bed. All the time I've got to sleep otherwise. Not that I sleep very much lately as it is.
Yeah, all right, love, I'll leave you something on a tray. Honestly, just go on, this relation of yours. What's the matter?
Completely forgot about the film, though. Only there's this documentary I especially want to watch on Channel 4.
So?
Well, so we can go out another night.
It finishes tonight. It's the last night.
It'll be on somewhere else.
Ken, I want to go out tonight. I've been looking forward to it. You know, we haven't been out for ages.
Take you out on Saturday.
I take it this means you don't want to go.
Well, like I said, love, I particularly want to watch this programme.
Okay.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing, just... Okay. You watch your programme, I'll go to the pictures.
On your own?
Well, it doesn't look as if I've got any choice, does it, Uncle Albert? Now, come on, darling, let's get this lot cleared up. Come on.
Why did you tell him you'd meet him in pub if you don't want to go in there?
I've told you his landlady's got such a sharp manner that when she said, is there any message in that frosty voice of hers, I didn't think, and I just said, well, would you ask him to meet me in the Rover's Return?
Well, if it's worrying you that much, phone him up, tell him you'll meet him somewhere else.
I couldn't. It'll look like I'm chasing him.
Aren't you?
No, I'm not. If he turns up, he turns up. I'm not bothered either way.
Look, it's not first time people have had a slanging match in a bar. 10 to 1 by tonight, they'll all have forgotten it. And if they haven't, I'll take my frock off and I'll do a belly dance on table. That'll give them something to talk about.
All right.
Right. I'm off.
Enjoy yourself.
Thanks, I will.
What do you want me to say?
Nothing. I don't want you to say anything. You just watch your programme. Good night, Uncle Albert.
Well, I know.
Don't stay up too late.
No. Watch yourself.
What time will you be back?
Oh, dear.
Are you coming in or are you going to stand freezing in that doorway all night?
Oh, I feel such a fool.
Well, come inside and feel a fool. It's warmer in here. Come on. I'll have a vodka and tonic then, and Mavis will have a very large sherry.
No, Rita.
Yes, Rita. Well, he's not in yet, but it's early doors.
Well, well, look who's here.
You were going to say, Fred?
Well, nothing, Rita. You're looking very nice.
Thank you, Fred. And so are you. Very smart. Doesn't Fred look smart, Mavis?
Yes.
You see, Mavis thinks you look smart.
Well, we're having a bit of a party after, like, you know.
Good. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself. You deserve it. Right, that's hurdle number 1 over. Now all we have to cope with is hurdle number 2. Evening, Victor.
Oh, good evening.
Len was just getting the drinks in, so why don't you and Mavis go and sit down over there and we'll bring them over to you?
Oh, that's very civil of you. I'll have a lager, please.
Yeah. Why don't you ask me to do something else, like clean his shoes or something?
If 1 or 2 people hadn't helped our romance along, we wouldn't be stood here now.
That's right. There's always got to be one interfering, busybody sticking their nose in, and
You got my message then?
Oh, yes, she's very conscientious about that sort of thing, is Mrs. Clegg.
Well, I felt I owed you an apology for the other evening.
Well, there's nothing to apologise for, Mavis.
I did rather bundle you out of the shop, though.
Well, you weren't feeling too well, that's all. I mean, I understood.
You see, I don't get these headaches very often. I mean, well, I can go for years without them, but when I do get them...
It's murder. I know. My Auntie Dolly was just the same. Still, you're obviously all right now. I mean, that's the main thing.
Yes. So I just thought it would be nice if we could have a little chat and...
And I know what it's about. You can't fool me, Mavis.
You do?
Oh, yes. And I shall be only too pleased to give you any advice I can.
Advice?
You've got an idea about another story, haven't you? And you want to test it out on an expert. Get the old creative juices flowing again, eh? Well, just feel free to ask any time, Mavis. Now, don't be shy.
Thank you, Victor. I'll remember that.
Come in.
It's only me. Oh, am I the first?
Well, naturally, Mrs. Ogden. The rest of my staff are out there working, as you must have observed as you came through.
Yes, well, I just thought I'd pop in and see if there was anything I could do to help.
No, thank you very much. Everything is perfectly under control.
Oh, you have been busy.
Well, if a thing's worth doing, it's worth doing well.
Do you know, that's just what I always say when I entertain. It's the little things, isn't it? Like that glass of sherry when your guests first arrive.
Mrs. Ogden, wouldn't you roil the wheat in the bar with the others? It will be at least half an hour, and it'll be much livelier out there, and then they could see your frock.
Oh, they seen it as I come through. No, I'm perfectly happy to sit and keep you company while we wait. After all, it's not often we get the opportunity for a nice little woman-to-woman chat, is it?
Would you like a glass of sherry, Mrs. Ogden?
Oh, Mrs. Walker, what a lovely idea.
Mike, it's me, Deirdre. Are you busy?
No. No, of course I'm not. Come up. Hi.
Oh, thought you said you weren't busy.
I'm not. I've just finished. Your timing was absolutely perfect.
Oh, only I've just been to the pictures and I thought...
Which one of my friends can I catch a cup of coffee off?
Well, I don't like going in snack bars on my own, not this time of night anyway.
Of course not. I did ask you to call, didn't I?
Well, I wasn't sure you meant it.
Of course I meant it. Now, what do you want? Tea, coffee, or something a bit stronger?
You got any wine opened?
Soon open it.
Oh, no, don't worry, I'll have tea.
You will have wine. I'll have a glass myself. Help me relax after a hard night's toil. Well, take your coat off. Sit down.
Oh, well, I thought they'd never go, lovey. Hey, did you see that skinny little woman that sat in the corner? Oh, I've never seen anybody make more of a rum and coke than she did. Do you know, Hilda, she ordered it at 9, and she was still supping it when Fred put the towels up.
No
thank
shop
you, dear.
tonight, rule number 1. We come here to relax and forget us woes and worries. Am I right, Mrs. Walker?
I very much hope so, dear.
You see, Mrs. Walker's not gone to all this trouble to listen to us moaning, cooking that lovely meal like what she's done.
I shall serve supper as soon as Fred arrives. Oh, where is he?
Oh, mizzled off to his room. Probably gone to squirt on another half a gallon of aftershave.
Oh, dear.
I should keep your eye on him, especially in that frock, Hilda. Another one of Mrs. Lowther's leavings, is it?
Well, at least it's got a bit of taste.
Oh, I agree. It's very elegant, if you like that sort of thing.
Well, we all know the sort of thing you like. You'll have sequins on your flipping shroud.
Oh, what a good idea, Hilda. Did you know I hadn't thought of that?
Now, come on, we'll have less of that. If we're not talking shop, we're not having any bickering, neither.
Quite right.
Right.
Not a lot left to do, then, is there?
Really, Bet, there are a million things we can talk about. That is the whole point of this evening. A relaxed, friendly atmosphere in which you can all get to know each other.
I thought we did. I thought that was half the problem.
A relaxed environment makes all the difference in the world. Now, I'm sure there are lots of things we can learn about one another which we don't normally discuss.
Well, if I didn't discuss them out there, I'm certainly not discussing them in here.
No, I think Mrs. Walker's right. You all think you know people, but you don't really.
Well, come on then, Hilda. What don't we know about you?
Another sherry?
Oh, sorry, Mrs. Walker. No, I'm just saying, sometimes you can see somebody every day of your life and you never really get to know them. Like I remember once, there was me and this lad at a party.
Yeah, come on, keep it clean.
Oh, it was nothing like that. No, it was years ago. I'd known Ronnie Pickles most of my life. We used to knock around in the same gang, you know. But that night at this party, the pair of us just sat and talked. And you know, it was like he was a completely different person. And he talked to me like I was a person. Told me about, his ambitions, what he wanted out of life, that sort of thing. And I did the same. But I wasn't embarrassed or out, you know. It all come out so natural. Just to say all the things you were really thinking for once. But most of the time you never do, because you think folks will laugh or else they'll just not bother to listen.
I know. Flaming lonely, isn't it?
What happened to him, Hilda? The lad?
Ronnie? Oh, nothing. No, he got married and then I did. And we used to bump into each other from time to time. But we never talked like that again. Funny, though, how it's always stuck in my mind.
Hey up, here's
Oh,
Fred's
hello,
face.
Fred.
Hello. Play your cards right, you'll find hidden depths to him you never even realised they are. Mind you, you'll have to burrow through 5 tons of flab to find it.
Now, don't be rude, Lynch, otherwise you won't get what I brought for you.
Oh, I'm not
Mrs.
sure whether
Walker.
that's a threat or a promise.
In appreciation, Mrs. Walker, of all you've done.
What's this?
Now then, that's
Oh,
tea.
thank
And Hilda.
Oh, thank you, Fred.
Likewise.
We're done now, Cop.
What a charming gesture, Fred, isn't it, ladies?
Fred,
Yes, Betty.
you know when Beck just said, we've done nowt?
Yeah.
She wasn't joking, lovey.
I'm sorry, Cock. It seemed a bit of a giggle at the time.
What, you mean? Well, all bought each other presses, like. I'm the only mug that's bought a prezi, is that it? Steph, I suppose being the only gentleman in this little gathering, I may as well try to live up to the name.
Food. I'm sure everybody's starving.
Yeah.
Now, Fred, will you do the honours?
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, you're not such a bad lad, Fred.
It's all right.
I've been trying to tell you that for years, you lot.
Oh.
Number 2. There you go.
Lovely, my dear.
Number 3. There we go.
Thank you.
Nice drop, this. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I managed to get mine out. There
Grand.
we go, yes.
Grand.
Hey, it's all right, is this, Mrs. Walker? It beat nearly half its due to a frazzle, won't it?
Thank you, Fred. It's nice to know that my modest efforts haven't gone unappreciated.
What is that?
Now, yes, the toast is friendship.
Friendship.
That's what this evening is all about. Friendship and harmony.
Friendship and
Friendship
harmony.
and harmony. Oh.
Feelings.
Hilda.
What?
Shut up!
Oh, that was a lovely evening, Victor. Thank you. Oh, I did enjoy that curry. Mind you, I'd probably be up half the night with indigestion, but it was worth it.
We shall have to do it again sometime.
Oh, yes, that would be nice. But I'd like to ask you up for a coffee, but I've got to do with the papers tomorrow, so it means I've got
Another
to get
time, eh? I've got to make an early start as well. You know, you'll probably laugh at this, but I must tell you, I had the idea that you were a bit jealous the other night about me and your pal Emily.
Why ever would I be jealous, Victor?
Well, because I went off with her, as it were.
Well, it just shows you.
What?
Like all creative people, you've got a very vivid imagination. Oh, me jealous of Emily.
Well, that's what I thought. Well, good night, Mavis.
Good night, Victor.
Have killed some friends of yours.
Is Judy not back yet?
Not yet, no.
In time, it's
Oh,
gone
no,
by.
she's got to. Picture her over hours since.
Oh, she's probably gone some fish and chips or something. We usually do after film. Anyway, she should be back in a minute.
I hope so. Oh, and turn that sound down, will you? That keeps me awake.
An Indian or an animal, a jaguar or something like that.
I was just worried you might have somebody with you.
I did. I stuffed them in the wardrobe, all 6 of them.
No, I just didn't want to intrude if you were...
Entertaining a lady. Haven't done much of that lately, till tonight.
Not since Maggie.
That episode's over.
Yeah, I know, I heard.
It's to the bride and groom.
Don't be bitter, Mike.
I'm not. No, tell you the truth, I was fond of Maggie. I thought it would have worked out, but... Well, I'm not about to go into a monastery or anything.
Yeah, I know. You do get over things, don't you? In the end. Remember when me and Ray...
And look at you now. Happily married again.
Yeah. Oh, God, is that the time I've got to go?
Yeah, but hang on. I mean, you've got to finish your wine first. That's not your supermarket rubbish. That's very expensive plonk, that.
Ken will be worried sick.
Will he?
Mike, I've got to go. My last bus is at midnight.
Who's going to let you get a bus? I'll drive you home. Well, to the end of the road, anyway. OK?
OK.
So sit down, relax. Can't walk out and leave an old bachelor with his memories.
All right, but I've got to go in a minute.
Of course you have. But we've got to finish this first.
Oh, no, not for me, thanks. I've had enough.
Deirdre, darling, we're old pals, aren't we? Now, when have you ever known me take no for an answer?